Welcome in, folks, to Danville, California. I'm Alon Desai here with Austin Oda for some Walnut Creek Crawdads baseball this afternoon. The Crawdads are going to be squaring off against the OC Riptide. The Riptide up here visiting. They're here this afternoon, and then they'll be here again on Sunday. Tomorrow's game against the Arroyo Seco Saints. So a couple of Southern California teams, a couple of teams from the CCL South. The first game of a four-game homestand, and of course the first of those three against those two CCL South teams for the Crawdads. So got the three games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then back here again on Tuesday. The Crawdads are coming off of a 28-4 victory yesterday against the West Coast Kings. That was in Napa, up at Napa Valley Junior College, The game was called after 7 innings, so it was kind of obviously a blowout, 24-run ball game. But the reason it got called was because there was no power at the field, so no lights, no scoreboard, and the sun went down and started dipping below some of the mountains and foothills out there in Napa, and they had to call the game, so the Crawdads got the win. Kavares Tears with a huge day yesterday. Had a couple of home runs. One was a 3-run homer, the other a grand slam. He had a total of 9 RBIs. The Dads are 4-3 over their last 7. Obviously, 5-5 over their last 10 played. Crawdads come in with an 8-6 record overall, 4-5 in CCL play. The OC Riptide 6-5 overall, 4-5 in the CCL South. This game, though, does not count for CCL standings, unfortunately, even though they are both CCL teams. One is a Northern Division team, another one a Southern Division team, and that's how that kind of works out. So for the overall record, this game will have some import, but for playoff standings and where the teams are in their respective leagues and divisions, it's not going to matter at all. So it's still going to be a good baseball game, though. OC Riptide, a very good team, just coming off of a 13-3 victory last night against Sonoma. Crawdads won't have another game that counts towards league standings until Tuesday, June 28th. That's against the second-place Solano Mudcaps. The OC Riptide are 2-3 over their last 5. And the Riptide up north for 3 more games starting today. So, Austin, the starting pitcher today for the Crawdads is going to be Brody Aglite. And what do you think we're going to see out of Brody?
Well, Brody's got really good stuff. He throws really hard. He can manage his off-speed stuff as well. I think he's going to strike out a lot of batters, but he has to be able to watch out for the walk. And really excited to see what he brings to the table today.
Well, Brody Aglite will be the starting pitcher this afternoon for the Crawdads as the national anthem about to play here. National anthem in the books. Getting ready for first pitch. Game was scheduled for 4 p.m., but it's a little behind schedule here as the umpires today, Konstantin Bartlett behind home plate and Mike Stankiewicz over at first. Just the 2 umpires today because it's not a CCL North game. It's not an in-division game, so just the 2 umpires. The defense for the Crawdads, Barnhart behind the plate, Duroff over at first. Corio, the second baseman, King, is at third. Ryan Ellis at short this afternoon. And then in the outfield, it's Ryan Brome in left field, Coleman Schmidt in center. Joey Donnelly over in right. So that's the defense for the Crawdads, with Aglite getting ready to throw his first pitch. The lineup for the OC Riptide, it's Santino Pinaro, the left fielder, leading off. Then Shane Taylor batting number 2. He is the third baseman. Dominic Soto, the second baseman, batting third. Mark Filia, who's usually a pitcher, is going to play first base this afternoon and batting fourth. Gavin Mez, the catcher, batting fifth. Terrence Simmons, the center fielder, batting sixth. Wilson Galvin batting seventh. He's in right field. Blake Penso, the designated hitter, batting eighth. And Chase Valentine, the shortstop, batting ninth. So that is what it looks like on the lineup card for Tim Brown and his Orange County Riptide, who took the long bus ride up here yesterday, actually farther north Austin, all the way up to Sonoma, and then had to get off the bus and play a ball game.
And then beat the Stompers by 10. It was this OC Tide. They're a really good team. They can all hit the ball up and down the lineup. But I mean, if anything, yesterday for the Crawdads, it was big for their momentum. They got a lot of runs on the board. A bunch of guys that had been struggling got some big hits. They all worked really good at bats, and momentum's a real thing. That's a big thing, and I think the Dads are going to look to ride that today.
The Dads looking to keep the winning ways going, especially after that huge 28-4 blowout yesterday. Obviously, against a West Coast Kings team, they have about 4 different squads. That was not their primary, their upper team, their better team. But still, I mean, got to get down to business and do what you have to do when you're out there on the field. As Aglite is just doing some housekeeping out there on the mound, kind of shuffling some dirt around. Aglite comes in with a 3.6 ERA. This is his second start, third appearance overall. 5 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, just 1 walk. And here's Santino Pinaro in the box. First pitch to the lefty, Pinaro, is in there for strike number 1. Well, the first pitch at 4:07, 97 degrees here. And the 0-1 from Aglite. Aglite induces a ground ball that's hit over to Corio, and he tosses on to first for the first out. So 1 away. Pinaro, who was hitting .433 coming into today's contest, a dangerous leadoff hitter, is retired with relative ease by Brody Aglite.
Sure, Pinaro's a guy you're pretty familiar with.
I am. Pinaro over at UNLV, and he's in the outfield today, but he can also play in the infield as well. So here is Shane Taylor, the third baseman. And the first pitch to the lefty Taylor misses high and away. The count 1-0. Taylor hitting .257, has an RBI, but got a pretty good eye up there as well. He's drawn 8 walks so far this summer. And the 1-0 pitch. This is a fastball called for a strike right around the knees. The count even at 1-1. Yeah, Santino, he's a very athletic young man and can play a lot of different positions, has a lot of versatility. And the 1-1 from Aglite. This is fouled back into the backstop. And the count 1-2. On deck is Dominic Soto. A lot of good hitters at the top of the lineup for OC. But Aglite ahead here after getting a quick first out. And the 1-2 from Brody. Here it is. This is hit on the ground. Another ground ball over to Ellis at short. And Ellis up with it, fires plenty of time. Not a challenge for Ellis and that big, strong arm of his, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, it's a different infield we're seeing for this Crawdads team today. With usually, if Ellis and King are in together, Ellis is going to be at third and King's going to be at short. But I think Coach Cummings liked what he saw out of Ryan Ellis at shortstop yesterday. He had a really nice game. He had a ball that was hit to him that came up on him really late, a huge hop that he was able to make a really nice play on.
Oh, after the first 2 batters are taken care of, a first pitch strike here fired by Aglite to Dominic Soto. Soto has a couple of doubles already this summer. And the 0-1. This is hit on the ground, and that'll stay fair down the left field line. And that'll be 2 for Soto as he rounds first. Having some trouble with it out in left field is Ryan Brome. Finally gets it in here. That's a 2-out double for Dominic Soto.
It's a really nice piece of hitting. He was able to stay inside that ball really well and knock it down the left field line with King playing in on the corner, there was nothing he could do about that. And I thought maybe there was a chance that Brome would be able to throw him out at second, but he couldn't field it cleanly in the corner over there.
Kind of got lost, the ball did, out kind of in that dirt area near the 325 stampage out there in left. 325 down the lines here. About 380 to center. And here's Mark Filia. First pitch to Filia, bounces away from the catcher Barnhart, and that'll be another base for Dominic Soto. Soto able to get to third on wild pitch there. Gotta believe Barnhart has to be able to block that.
Yeah, I think it just evaded him a little bit. It was an off-speed pitch that just got away from him, and I think it was smart that he didn't throw down to third in that situation. We've seen Tejero have trouble with that one this year.
The 1-0, this misses low and away to the righty Filia. And the count 2-0. Galite with a quick 2 outs, but now with a runner on third. He's behind here, 2-0. He's got to pitch a strike. 2-0 pitch. This misses low and away. And Brody Galite has fallen behind 3-0. On deck is Gavin Mez. He's the catcher today for the OC Riptide. Another one of those UNLV guys on this Riptide team. 3-0 pitch. This is a fastball on the outside black, called for a strike. Filia thought maybe that was a bit outside, and he'll have to get back in and bite down, get to work here. Still ahead, 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch. Here's a fastball. This misses low. So Filia does draw a walk. There'll be runners on the corners with 2 away after a very good quick 2 outs from Aglite. He's got a little bit of trouble to deal with here. And here's Gavin Mez. Mez, not the primary catcher for UNLV this past season. Played behind Eric Bajani, who was a member of the OC Riptide last summer. And the first pitch to Mez, he takes all the way, misses low, and the count 1-0. Mez hitting .423. Just one RBI, but that RBI was a big fly. It was a home run. And second pitch, this is taken out to right field. Will it hang out for Donnelly? It does. Right at him. Allowed third out, but no run surrendered for Brody Iglite on the mound. He leaves runners at first and third. So a good job by Iglite to navigate through some choppy waters there. It's still 0-0, bottom of the first when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the first inning. It's going to be the Crawdads up to bat here for the first time this afternoon. It's 0-0. Pitcher on the mound for the OC Riptide is the righty Evan Yates. Yates from Riverside, California, over at Cal State Fullerton. He'll be a sophomore. Appeared in 2 games so far this summer. His last appearance was on June the 18th against the Academy Barons. That was an 8-5 loss for the OC Riptide. overall on the summer. Yates with a 6.75 ERA, 8 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 3 walks. However, he has given up 10 hits. In that game on June the 18th against the Academy Barons down in Compton, he threw 4 innings and gave up 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Oh, it'll be Coleman Schmidt leading off for the Crawdads. Then it'll be Tyson Corio, the second baseman, batting second. Batting third, Ryan Ellis, the shortstop. The first 3 that Yates will see. We'll have the rest of the lineup for you after the first pitch is authored here by Evan Yates. Schmidt hitting .377 with 4 home runs and a boatload of stolen bases. First pitch here is fouled back into the backstop by Schmidt. He's down 0-1. After Ellis, it's Brian DeRoff, the first baseman, batting cleanup. Ryan Brome, the left fielder, batting 5th. Joey Donnelly in right field today, batting 6th. Joe Barnhart, the catcher, batting 7th. Kavares Tears, the designated hitter, in the 8th spot. Matt King, the third baseman, batting 9th. This pitch is fouled away once again, and the count 0-2. Both leadoff hitters having a little trouble here in their first at-bats this afternoon, and both leadoff hitters batting very well, not something you'd expect.
Yeah, but Schmidt strikes out a lot. He has double-digit strikeouts to go with all the good that he does.
The 0-2 to Schmidt, and he fights to stay alive here, able to make a little bit of contact and hit it foul behind home plate. Count will stay 0-2. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, he makes really good contact, but then he also does strike out a lot, but then he's got a lot of power as well. It's kind of, you get a lot of everything, and then not to mention in double digits with the stolen bases. I mean, Schmidt has just been great as a leadoff man for this Crawdad team, and probably a big reason why, and I shouldn't say probably, he is a big reason why they're 8-6 overall this summer. Bottom of the first here, Schmidt trying to do something, takes a pitch high, and it's called the ball there by home plate umpire Constantine Bartlett, and the count is 1-2. A good eye shown there by Coleman Schmidt, trying to get this back to even. The 1-2 pitch to Schmidt, and he hits this the other way, very high in the air, just on the outfield grass and right, and it's taken by Dominic Soto. Soto ranging over to his left, the second baseman today for the OC Riptide. He was able to squeeze it for the first out.
Did a nice job to put the ball in play, make sure he didn't go down swinging. I think that was really the main thing that he needed to work on this summer after striking out almost 50% of the time last season in St. Mary's.
Here is Tyson Corio. Played yesterday, playing again today. Tyson takes the first pitch, hits it on the ground over to Soto. Already a busy bottom of the first for Dominic as he throws Tyson Corio out over at first. It's not going to help the batting average too much for Tyson as he's at 158. And here comes Ryan Ellis. The defense for the OC Riptide, Mez behind the dish, Filia over at first. Dominic Soto has made a couple of plays already at second. Taylor, the third baseman, Valentine at short. In the outfield from left to right, it's Panero, Simmons, and Galvin. Pitch here to Ellis is a fastball, and it's on the outer half to the lefty for strike 1. On deck, Brian DeRoff. Ellis hitting .235. Does have a home run. Pitch, another strike there, and the count 0-2.
Yates is pounding the zone early today. Already 7 strikes to just 1 ball.
And he's doing a very good job, being very efficient, doing exactly what manager Tim Brown wants him to do. Throw strikes, the 0-2 pitch. This misses high and away, and the count 1-2. And if he's going to pound the zone, the Crawdads are going to have to swing. I mean, there's no other way around it. Hope that you can make some contact. The 1-2 pitch to Ellis, and he connects. Unfortunately, it is up in center, staying up there, and finally dropping down into the glove of Simmons for out number 3. So the Crawdads are retired 1, 2, 3 in order. And after 1, it is 0-0. Top of the second coming up. See if Iglite can keep the score. 0-0 through his second inning of work. We'll be right back with more Crawdads baseball when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Top of the second inning, still nothing. Neither team able to crack the scoreboard, but Brody Aglite looking pretty good. Did issue a walk to Mark Filia in his first inning of work, and now we'll have to deal with 6, 7, and 8 for the OC Riptide. It'll be Terrence Simmons, Wilson Galvan, and then Blake Penso.
And there's a pretty stout drop in the batting averages between the first 5, really, and then the 6 hitters only had 4 at-bats, but then the rest of the lineup, it really drops off from there. So this is the part of the lineup that Aglite is going to want to look to attack.
Yeah, he's got to be aggressive here, and as you mentioned, only a handful of at-bats for the number 6 hitter Simmons. He is batting .750, and he swings through a good first pitch for strike number 1.
I mean, 3 for 4 is 3 for 4 anywhere you go.
Yeah, 3 for 4 is 3 for 4. He does have a couple of RBIs, the center fielder for the OC Riptide. A lot of lefties in this lineup for Orange County. The 0-1, this misses high and away, and the count even at a ball and a strike. But there are strikeouts to be found here up and down this OC Riptide lineup. A lot of guys with 7. The 1-1. And here's a good fastball on the outer corner for strike number 2. Love when Aglite just goes straight to that fastball there, and he's not afraid of working outside or in. Ball and 2 strikes, the pitch. This is checked on, and he does swing through it, and that's a strikeout. He's eventually tagged out by Barnhart behind home plate. Barnhart did drop it.
Really nice pitch there from Aglite. He matched the fastball in the outer half with a slider that came and tailed in, and unable to hold up with Simmons. It's just really good pitch execution, and all about pitch sequencing. It's what I love about this Crawdads team is they're constantly thinking about the next pitch. It's not just the current pitch, it's what's coming next.
A lot of heady pitchers. You are correct on that point, Austin, for sure. They definitely are thinkers. First pitch here to Wilson Galvin. This misses away in the count 1-0. Wilson Galvin hitting .269, 3 RBIs, no homers, but mentioned a lot of guys with 7 Ks on this team. He's one of them, so tied for the team lead as he takes a fastball high here in the count 2-0.
Well, now for Terrence Simmons, the previous hitter, it's 3 for 5, and the only 2 at-bats that he didn't get a hit, he struck out. A lot of Ks on this team.
Hits or strikeouts for him so far. The 2-0, and there's a good fastball, and it hits the zone in the count 2-1. So that time, Aglite going outside with the fastball to the righty batter, Galvin. I think Aglite is very comfortable working in and out. This pitch, he tries to drop a slider through the front door there. It misses in the count 3-1.
I like the idea. I think in a 2-1, you're expecting a fastball. Was almost able to catch the zone. I think maybe if Barnhart had been able to stick it, that could have gone the other way.
3-1 here. And swung on and missed. Big cut taken there by Galvin. Swung at a fastball right around the letters. Could not catch up, and the count runs full 3-2.
And Aglite is not the hardest thrower, only about 87, 88, but his fastball will sneak up on you.
And when it's up there, it looks a lot faster. The 3-2 pitch, and this is swung on, hit foul down the left field line. That'll land out in the brush near the gulch that is out past left field here in Monte Vista. Right field, you hit out your softball field, and left field, you hit into the wilderness. Payoff pitch once again, and this misses high, a fastball. That'll be a walk. That's the second walk that's been issued today by Aglite. Really the only issue for him so far. He did give up that 2-bagger to Dominic Soto, but other than that, just the second walk now. And Aglite's got to be conscious of that with just 1 away and a runner on first. And here comes Blake Penso, the designated hitter.
And especially against a team that strikes out a lot, you're going to want to make them swing. You know they have that swing and miss ability. But now in this situation, he's going to look to keep the ball on the ground.
Try to keep the ball on the ground, see if he goes to that slider at all. Fastball here misses high. Count 1-0. So with the righty Penso at the plate, who's hitting .217 with an RBI and a couple of doubles. A runner on. Aglite down 1-0 in the count, trying to fire a strike. And And the 1-0 pitch, the runner goes. This is going to be fouled up in the air. Is Donnelly going to be able to get over to it in foul territory? He won't. But that is a strike. The runner over at first, Galvin, after walking, tried to take off and get to second.
And what I love that Ryan Ellis did there is he didn't let the runner know that the ball was in the air. He played that like there was a throw coming to second base, like he was anticipating a throw. And if Donnelly had been able to get to that ball, he might have had a chance to double off the runner at first. So had he played from Ryan Ellis.
Ellis, so smart. Pick off, move over to first. Nothing doing over there. So Galvin will have his lead. And Aglite ready to fire. Here's a pitch that misses low and in. Another ball there. Well, the count 2-1. We got some good guys to turn a double play out there with Duroff over at first today, but more importantly, Corio and Ellis in the infield. Up near second base as this pitch bounces up to the catcher Barnhart, and the count 3-1. Very confident if that ball's over to Corio, he's going to flip immediately to Ellis, and Ellis got such a strong arm.
Absolutely. I think a 4.63 is more of a sure turn here than a 6.43, which is not something you always hear. It's a little more difficult, but the cannon of Ryan Ellis.
Aglite sets at the belt. Now I'm going to throw over to first. We're saying Aglite earlier in the summer, and we got the name pronunciation correction, and it's Aglite. 3 balls and a strike here with 1 out. Aglite looking to get something good here on this pitch. The 3-1 pitch. This is foul back. And the count runs full, 3-2.
Nice challenge fastball there.
Went right after him, and just a little late was Blake Penso.
And really, even in a 3-2 fastball count, I'm almost expecting the slider here with how frequently he goes to it and how much he likes to throw it for a strike.
There's a strikeout already this half inning, possibly looking for another pickoff move over to first, sliding it safely. There's Galvin.
It's a pretty good right-handed move from Brody Aglite. It almost gets Galvin. It's almost got him a couple times today.
It's like a quick hop, and then boom, it's right over there.
It's easier to read, but he gets it over so quickly that it almost doesn't matter.
Oh, the 3-2 once again. Here it is, and a big breaking ball that's hit high into left center. Moving on it is Brome, and no, it'll be Schmidt behind him who makes the catch and gets it back in. No advance can be made by Galvin. A good swing put on the ball there by Blake Penso, the designated hitter, but Schmidt able to track it down.
And I mean, if we're in Lincoln, that ball's gone.
Yeah. We are, especially when it's 100 degrees at first pitch. So here is Chase Valentine with 2 away. Valentine batting .056. Do not want to walk this guy. First pitch here, fastball pumped right by him. Swing and a miss from Valentine, count 0-1. I think Aglite's just going to go right after him, not even mess around here. Still nothing. Aglite trying to keep it that way. Top of the second. And the 0-1, the runner goes. This is hit on the ground over to Ellis at short. Comes up, throws with it, and gets it over to first in time. Very nice play there by Ryan Ellis off of a couple of hops. Able to gather and fire. So a runner left on. He got on with the walk. Just the 1 hit so far still for the OC Riptide. They leave a guy stranded. And Aglite able to get 3 outs. The 4 men he faced, so no damage done. Crawdads will be back up to bat. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 to Roth, Brome, and Donnelly when we return here on the Crawdads streaming network. Apologize for that. I think there were little technical difficulties. I heard a Broncos Nation Let's Ride throughout the stadium. I don't know if that came through the sound system here on the YouTube stream. As Durov hits this high into shallow right, and is anybody going to have a play on it? No, it's going to drop in foul territory near the bullpen of the Crawdads. It's Durov, Brome, and Donnelly. Durov hitting .295 with a homer and 7 RBIs. Down in the count 0-1. Yates on the mound for the OC Riptide.
I didn't hear that go Broncos.
Came through my headset. I don't know.
Are you hearing things?
I might be. I don't know if you saw that. Russell Wilson, they had him say all these different lines that they're going to play through their stadium. I don't know how happy he looks to be in a Bronco uniform.
No, absolutely not.
The 0-1 pitch to Durov. He hits this back up the middle. It's off the pitcher Yates, and that'll be a single for Durov. Yates tried to make a little behind-the-back catch with the glove there, and it just skipped off the heel of the glove. So Durov on first, the first hit of the afternoon for the Dads.
And I think it's easier in the moment or after the moment to say that's not the play the pitcher should make. But, I mean, when you're in the moment, that feels cool. You want to make that play. But really, it would have been better to let that chop up the middle and have one of his middle infielders have a chance to make the out on that one.
I got to figure Valentine or Soto over there at second has a chance at it. First pitch here to Brome, and the lefty Brome takes. It's a strike.
It's not going to show up for a while, but Ryan Brome, 4 walks in yesterday's game.
Yeah, I was still waiting for that game to be officially scored final. And the 0-1 to Brome. Here it is. Brome goes oppo with it. That'll land in left field, and that'll be back-to-back singles for the Dads. So a hit to left for Brome. That'll keep that healthy batting average above 360. Brome with 11 RBIs as well. And now he's on first. And here comes Joey Donnelly, who's just been enjoying so much power out of his bat lately. Hitting .333 with 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. He's also shown a very good eye. He has struck out 8 times, but he's walked 7 times. So out of a power hitter, almost even walks to strikeouts. 2 runners on here. And the first pitch to the lefty Donnelly coming from Yates. Here it is. Donnelly goes right after it and fouls it back out of play in the count 0-1.
I like this early swing approach from the Crawdads. It's a very different approach than what we've seen recently, but it's working this inning.
Kind of mentioning yesterday, even though we weren't on air, like, what would it be like to just get these guys to swing at the first pitch, and they're very aggressive so far this afternoon. This pitch, this misses low, and the count even 1-1. Trying to go with the breaking ball there was Evan Yates. Donnelly has no issues going deep into an at-bat. And it was also really nice to see Ryan Brome go to the opposite field to get himself over to first and advance Durov to second. Still nobody out. This pitch, and it's chopped behind the plate, and that's going to be called a foul ball. Like the spin carried it backwards there. And the count 1-2.
You know, one thing I love about when this Crawdads team plays a team like the Tide is that a lot of these guys play with each other on opposing teams. And so I saw Joey Donnelly talking to one of his teammates. I saw Kavaris Tears talking to one of his Tennessee teammates. It's really nice to be able to see, you know, when they're on the field, they're enemies, but before the game and after the game, they're all tight. They're all good friends.
I mean, when you play with guys all year long, you know, develop those relationships. The 1-2 to Donnelly, and he hits this into shallow right center. Running back on it is Soto, and he makes a basket catch there. Wow, what a play by Dominic Soto, running all the way from the infield, say about 25 yards into the outfield, maybe 30, to make a wonderful grab.
That was a really, really nice play. That's David Wright territory out there. Maybe, I mean, on the other side of the infield, but it's a David Wright play. We were talking about David Wright yesterday, and it's kind of what that looks like, the over-the-shoulder. But he knew he had it the whole way.
I wonder if Soto was as sure as Wright used to be for the Mets. Here is Barnhart. Just the 1 out. 2 runners on. Durov at second. First pitch to Barnhart. Joe Barnhart takes for a strike. Good pitch there on the outer half by Yates. Barnhart hitting .429. Still looking for his first official RBI. And the 0-1, he hits this on the ground over to the second baseman. Soto goes to second for the first out. The relay over to first, and I'm going to say safe. So just the two umpires today. Stankiewicz is in the field. Constantine Bartlett behind home plate. That was a close play, but a good effort there by Barnhart to beat it out over at first. And you know what? A good decision by Soto to go over to Valentine for the first out at second. Valentine just couldn't get enough mustard on the throw to whip it over to first base in time.
Yeah, it's always good to see, even from a catcher, to be able to be hustling down the line all the way. Joe Barnhart trying to get some more playing time on this team, especially after the day Zach Tanero had yesterday.
Oh, Duroff over at third, Barnhart at first, and here's Kavara's Tears. First pitch to Tears is a fastball that misses low and in. The count 1-0. Tears with an amazing day yesterday. The 3-run homer, a grand slam, 2 more RBIs on a hit. I mean, he just annihilated the baseball in Napa. The 1-0 to Kavaras, and he hits this, picking right back up where he left off. That gets into left field. Duroff trots home. It's 1-0 Crawdads. And is there anybody? I thought Donnelly was the hottest hitter on this team. It might be Kavara's Tears now.
Yeah. You think he's seeing the ball well right now? 10 RBI in the last 2 days, and it's the second inning. He's played 9 innings, and he has 10 RBI.
Incredible. He's up to double digits now already. He's at 12 after the last 2 days.
And he's mic'd up right now. So, Crawdads fans, after the game today, you'll get to see some Kavara's Tears mic'd up. We've got some fun stuff in store for you guys.
I'm trying to get you guys as much content as we possibly can. Matt King in the batter's box. First pitch to King, an off-speed one. That's in there for strike number 1. The count 0-1. Good off-speed pitch there from Yates. It's 1-0 Crawdads here. Bottom of the second, 2 away. Runners on first and second. Barnhart at second, Tears at first. Outfield and the infield both playing pretty shallow here, and just a look over to second. Got to be careful with these umps here in the CCL. Even that was a clean move there, Austin, but we've seen quite a few balks already this summer.
Yeah, anything can be called at any time. They're watching it like a hawk.
And running in is Soto, and this pitch is chopped on the ground, and it'll be taken by the third baseman Taylor, who taps the bag for out number 3. But the Crawdads do get 1. Good job by Kavara's Tears, going to left field, driving in Brian Duroff. So Crawdads lead 1-0 after 2, top of the third when we come back here on the Crawdads streaming network. Top of the third. Iglite still on the mound for the Crawdads. It's 1-0 Crawdads thanks to Kavara's tears. Crawdads were able to collect 3 hits in the bottom of the second moments ago. Unfortunately, Crawdads did leave 2 on, but they do have a 1-run lead, so it's 1-0. And Santino Pinaro stepping into the batter's box. He's 0 for 1 so far today. Rounded out. 4-3. It'll be Pinaro, Taylor, and Soto. First pitch to the man from Las Vegas, and this misses outside. And the count 1-0.
You know, he's not in the game right now, but you know what I don't understand about Zach Taharo?
Yeah, go on.
He's always wearing a sweatshirt. It's 99 degrees right now.
The 1-0, and this is hit foul down the left field line.
He was wearing one when we were in Napa yesterday. He was wearing one when we were in Sonoma.
Starting to think about that. Did he wear one getting off the bus in Lincoln?
Yeah. And I notice it every time. I need to ask him about that. That's just weird.
Likes being warm. The 1-1 pitch, and Santino Pinaro fouls this back, and the count 1-2. Santino going to have to battle here. Iglite so far, giving up a couple of walks. Just 1 hit. It was a double. That was to the man in the holes, Dominic Soto. The 1-2 from Iglite, and this is chopped down the third baseline, foul. Matt King just waiting to pounce on it, trying to take it off that high hop there. I think Barnhart's looked pretty good behind the plate so far this afternoon.
Yeah, he hasn't had too much trouble. There was that one missed block, but
the 1-2 swung on and missed, and I'm actually going to say foul tipped. Okay, Barnhart not able to hold on to that. A little bit of trouble there for Joe.
Yeah, caught him in an uncomfortable spot. Not as bad as we saw the other day in Sonoma.
Yeah, in Sonoma.
That was Davis Cobb.
Davis Cobb, who just that wasn't fun to watch. Wasn't fun to be him. 7 minutes on the deck until he got back up like a soldier and stayed in the game. I'd like to see Barnhart catch that third strike there. The 1-2, and this is on the outer half. That's a strikeout. He gets Pinaro looking, does Iglite, and that's already 2 strikeouts now for Brody Iglite. So the other man he struck out was Terrence Simmons. So he gets one of the most dangerous hitters for this OC Riptide team there, and now he'll have to deal with Shane Taylor, who's 0 for 1, grounded out. On a good strong throw from Ryan Ellis over to first. And this pitch, slider there, misses high and away.
Seems like he's just not getting completely on top of that slider. He located a couple for a strike early, but most of them have sailed.
1 ball, no strikes. The pitch, this misses away. Fastball there. And a count 2-0. Crawdads with 3 hits so far. OC with just the 1 as this pitch. Thought that was actually going to loop into the brush.
I have no idea how that one stayed in.
Oh, free baseball for someone. 2-1. Here's a fastball fired for a strike.
Free baseball for Fisher Johnson. He's got a couple of them.
Fisher Johnson working the velo gun today. Count even at 2-2. Iglite's been so good on the outer half. The 2-2 pitch tries going there with a slider. This runs low, and the count runs full. 3-2.
I think that's exactly where he wanted to spot that slider. That was a really nice pitch. Just couldn't get Taylor to bite.
I think Shane did a good job not even moving the bat there. Also may have been surprised by the slider. That was in the zone. Probably caught looking. Payoff pitch from Brody. Here it is. A fastball that misses high and away. And the count goes from 3-2 to 4-2. That's a walk. So 4 balls there on that at-bat from Iglite. That's been the only issue for Brody so far. It's been the walks. So he's now walked a man in every inning he's pitched so far.
Yeah, 3 walks in 3 innings. Not where you want to be. He hasn't really struggled with that this season. Only 2 and 5 coming in, but he's been able to locate his fastball as well, just getting deep into counts. I wouldn't be surprised if this or the next one is his last frame.
Move over to first. Nothing doing, and Aglite waiting to throw the first pitch here in the top of the third to Dominic Soto, who had a double to left. And Soto hits this into left. This will just be a single, however, not a double. Soto with a 2-for-2 afternoon so far.
Somewhat surprisingly, I feel like neither of the balls he's hit have been hit that hard. It was a chopper down the third base line with King playing in, and then that one in a looping liner over short.
The double to left especially, as you said, a chopper down the third base line, and really, I think trouble digging it out there for Brome and left helped him get to second. But here is Mark Filia. Walked back in the first. And the pitch here, a slider that runs in, and Filia dodges it. Count 1-0. 2 runners on for the OC Riptide. At first and second. At second is Shane Taylor. At first, Dominic Soto after that single to left. The 1-0 pitch from Aglite. This is hit high into right center, and calling for it is Donnelly. He has it, and he's going to throw back in. Tagging up is Taylor, and he'll get to third. Almost catching Dominic Soto off of first as well. Were the Crawdads in the infield, but runners on the corners. A good job of tagging up by Shane. Shane Taylor now at third.
Oh, he's playing ahead. He is Ryan Ellis. He saw that sleeping at first little who was Dom Soto, and he tried to backpick him. Almost got him, really.
He did. I mean, the ball got
closer than it should have been.
Got in pretty fast there. Gavin Mez now at the plate. First pitch here, misses high and away. In the count 1-0. 2 outs, but a runner in scoring position in a 1-0 ball game that the Crawdads lead. Aglite has had to deal with runners all afternoon so far. And the 1-0 pitch. This is hit into left. That's going to get down, and that'll be a run, the tying run. It is now 1-1 for the OC Riptide. Gavin Mez does his job, gets his second RBI of the summer.
Really nice piece of hitting from the lefty, taking it the other way. Both of these teams have been really good at that so far this game.
Yeah, seen a lot of opposite field hitting thus far. For the Crawdads, it was Ryan Brome who went to left, and also Kavares Tears. His RBI single, so both RBIs have landed in left field thus far. It's 1-1. And the pitch, and this is hit out into left center deep, and that will get down. Brome picks it up, tries to barehand it, throw it back in. A run does score, and will a second run score? The throw to the plate is in time, and unfortunately, Barnhart does not tag the runner home.
I don't know what he's doing there.
I'm not sure what the deal was there. So instead of tagging the runner at home, he lets him score, and I think he thought it was a forced situation at the plate.
I don't think there's any way he could have thought it was a forced situation. I just think he didn't know if he could get the tag on in time and wanted to get a sure out. But still, that's...
So two-runner score. Barnhart does not tag the runner going home, and instead elects to get the out at third. But it was a good throw over to third for the third out. But oh boy, I don't know. Just an interesting situation there. Austin and I are definitely going to talk about it during the break and try to figure out exactly what Joe Barnhart was seeing there. But the Crawdads now behind. It's 3-1, and they come up to bat in the bottom of the third. So tough way to end an inning and giving up a run at home plate after a really great throw back in. So it's 3-1 OC Riptide. The Riptide score 3 in the top of the third. Bottom of the third coming up when we return here on the Crawdads streaming network. And the first pitch here to Coleman Schmidt in the bottom of the third is hit to left. And that'll be extra bases for Coleman Schmidt as he rounds first and heads into second standing up. A leadoff double for Coleman Schmidt. Coleman Schmidt now one for two rather, popped up in the first. And here comes Tyson Corio. Corio 0 for 1. So we're trying to get an exact explanation during the break of what happened in that last half inning, and it was just Barnhart not tagging the runner out at home, and it was as simple as that. And Austin, I know maybe you were saying maybe he might have had trouble getting down to make that tag. Maybe he thought he wasn't going to be able to do it. So Corio here in the batter's box. First pitch to Corio from Yates. That's a fastball on the outer half to the lefty Corio for strike number 1. Count 0-1. Schmidt over at second. On deck is Ryan Ellis. Before Schmidt had his hit, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters for the Crawdads were 0 for 3 collectively. And taking a little long out there is Yates. Now he delivers, and this is roped up the middle. That'll land, and Schmidt will stay at third. Good throw back in by the center fielder, Terrence Simmons. There's a couple of RBIs, an RBI, able to drive in a couple of runs. A good job getting the ball back in, so that holds the Crawdads up at first and third.
Man, Tyson Corio keeps having good at-bats for this team. He was really struggling at the start of the summer, but these last week or so, because he's been getting more playing time, he's been rewarding the coach for rewarding him.
Another favorable matchup for the Crawdads. Lefty batter Ellis against the righty Yates, who blows a fastball by him. And swinging at a high fastball there was Ryan Ellis. And he's going to redo the gloves here, kind of rethink the approach, I think. But the Crawdads have had success swinging early in the count.
Yeah, I'm not upset at that. He just swung out of his shoes a little bit up there.
Oh, count 0-1. Runners on the corners. Ellis takes here, low and in, called strike. Good pitch that hit the zone and then tailed inside. Count 0-2. All Ellis has to do here is put the ball in play with nobody out. Obviously, you do not want a double play, but down by 2, you'll take 1 run at least. And the 0-2 to Ellis, and he fouls this back into the caging. That lines the field here at Monte Vista.
I think with Ellis' speed, a ball on the ground isn't necessarily a double play either way.
3 runs scored in the top of the third for the OC Riptide. Crawdads just with 1 run, but threatening here with Schmidt off of third. And Corio at first. The pitch to Ellis, he takes in. It bounces, but smothered there by Gavin Mez, the backstop for the Riptide. And the count 1-2. Mez did a good job not letting that ball get away. Something we've seen all too often, not just out of these CCL teams, but we've seen it out of the out-of-league teams as well this summer. We've seen a lot of balls get by catchers.
Oh, last night was brutal. Yeah, so many, and it wasn't even the catcher's fault. There was a lot of wild pitches.
1-2 from Yates. The runner goes from first, and that's in there for strike number 3. Ellis does not swing the bat, but there are runners at second and third, so Corio moves his way up to second base. Unfortunately, Ellis not able to get the bat off the shoulders there, and there's 1 away. But good news for the Crawdads. Here comes Brian DeRoff. Came around to score in the second. Had a hit in the second. Get himself over to first. We'll see what DeRoff has here. Righty against righty. With 2 runners in scoring position. And the first pitch to Brian DeRoff misses away. The count 1-0. DeRoff with a hard hit ball that lands here. Obviously, he's going to score Coleman Schmidt. And with the wheels that Corio has, he'll probably come around to score as well. DeRoff just has to do his job in the batter's box. The 0-1, or the 1-0, and this is swung through high, and the count even at 1-1.
not happy with himself after that swing.
We saw Ellis chase a high fastball. Now we see Duroff chase one that was even higher, that the one that Ellis could not lay off of. They count even a ball and a strike with one away. 1-1 to Duroff, and he checks on this and makes some contact, so that'll be strike number 2. It's foul down the first baseline near the Crawdads dugout. They count a ball, 2 strikes, tying runners on second and third. Manager Cummings has really harped about this. Get these guys in scoring position. You got to put the ball in play. Give your players a chance to score. The 1-2 pitch, Duroff takes all the way here, as this was far outside. I count 2-2. Duroff has been swinging pretty well lately. I mean, yesterday kind of out of the norm for the entire team just because of the level of competition.
Yeah, we saw guys yesterday that were sitting in the 60s, and these guys are throwing 20 miles an hour harder at least.
Now, we were wondering what that was going to be like. You see a guy come up and his fastball's 69, 70, and then you play against some D1 collegiate players the very next day who are all going to be throwing mid-upper 80s and some even low 90s. Oh, to count even, Yates sets and delivers. And Duroff takes here. It does not bounce away from Mez. And count runs full, 3-2. Good job by Mez.
Yeah, you mentioned that Gavin Mez was good back there, and he's been very impressive behind the plate today.
He is, and the only reason he didn't get more playing time as a catcher is because he had to sit behind Eric Bajani, who was a member of the Riptide last year and was the backstop for UNLV this past season. He was on the Buster Posey Award watch list. The 3-2, and this is hit up the middle. That's going to get Schmidt home. Ellis is going to stay parked over at third. He gets the signal to stay, and the Crawdads will just play station to station here, but they do get a run. Schmidt comes around to score, and Duroff already having a pretty good day, 2 for 2, and now an RBI single.
Yeah, you mentioned that you thought with Corio's speed he'd be able to get all the way around from second to home, but that ball was hit so hard that it didn't really even matter.
Corio was just held up there, and yeah, maybe one of the cases of the ball being hit too hard. Oh, Terrence Simmons did a good job getting the ball back in quickly, and a signal from the third base coach just to stay, just play it safe and keep things going. Although with what we saw earlier, maybe if you come home, the catcher's not allowed to tag you today. So I'm not exactly.
Yeah, this is the rules of the CCL South that we just weren't informed about before the game.
Yeah, CCL South rules that are being employed, and conference on the mound over as Ryan Brome steps in. Schmidt comes around to score, and he scores a lot of runs for the Crawdads in a multitude of ways. Corio over at third now. Duroff at first. And the pitch to Ryan Brome. Brome takes a fastball here that hits the heart of the plate. Right over the middle, about knee high for strike number 1. Right around the quadriceps area there of Ryan Brome. And he's down 0-1. The 0-1 here from Yates is a slider there that it was foul tipped into the glove of Mez, and indeed it was. Brome not able to connect solidly there. And it's 0-2. It's 3-2 OC Riptide. Crawdads able to get a run back here so far in the bottom of the third. And the 0-2 to Brome. Brome takes a fastball high. And the count 1-2.
Pitch before. It's not often you see Ryan Brome late on a slider, but I think he was trying to take it the other way and just sat a little too long on it.
Brome is 1 for 1. He had a hit out to left. And the 1-2 pitch to Brome, and maybe just a little late there. He fouls this out of play above the OC Riptide dugout. Count 1-2. But I really like this opposite field approach we've seen. Just trying to stay middle, trying to go the other way, not getting pull happy for the Crawdads. The 1-2, and a fastball that misses high and outside. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, the hitters got here early today, right? 11:30, and I wonder if that's something that they worked on before the game for all the hours they were here.
Well, no, they had the pitching machine out here to try to get some velo showing, especially after yesterday. They didn't see much. And the 2-2, and Brome able to fight this off and stay alive. We'll do 2-2 once again. It's a hot day today. It was 97 at first pitch. Feels a little bit hotter on the field. Austin, you were out there doing some pregame interviews.
Yeah, the players are not taking it easy right now.
2-2 is hit on the ground. A sliding stop made by Taylor, and he goes over to second for 1. A run does score. We're going into a face-first slide there, diving on the dirt. This is Taylor. He did a very good job of not letting that ball get into the outfield. So there's 2 away, but
Really good job by Brome.
yeah, Brome able to get over to first in time as it's 3-3 as the tying run does score. But yeah, Brome even there, not the hardest hit ball in the world, but forcing the third baseman Shane Taylor, to really make a tough play. Fortunately for OC, he does. Pitch here is hit by Donnelly over to Taylor. Taylor has it and throws the first for out number 3. But the Crawdads do tie the game up. They're able to score 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Now Ryan Brome able to drive one in, and Brian Duroff able to drive another run in. So it is 3-3, all tied up. Top of the 4th coming up here on the Crawdads streaming network. Austin Oda will have the middle innings for you when we return.
Back here for the top of the 4th inning, Austin Oda, a lot to say here on the call. 3-3 is the score as we head here in Monte Vista High School, Danville, California, just off the 680. Brody Eglite back out for his 4th inning of work, and I think he's been good. I think he's gotten a couple runners on base, a few more than he would like, but he's looked good. His fastball's sitting in the upper 80s, which is right about where he wants to sit. He's got good stuff. Had trouble getting on top of his slider a little bit, but overall having a nice day. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Tide, 3 runs on 6 hits for the Dads. No errors. It's been nice to see. It's a nice, refreshing, errorless game after yesterday's contest. First pitch from Eglite, well, he gets on top of that slider and punches it right through the middle of the zone, 0-1.
He's looked for that a couple of times at a front side slider there. The righty batters.
The 0-1. Fastball. Chopped foul behind the plate, 0-2. Wilson Galvin, Blake Penso, and Chase Valentine, 7, 8, 9 due up here for the Tide in the top of the 4th inning. A little bit of action in the Crawdads bullpen. Gabe Tanner. Supposed to throw yesterday, but didn't get to. He's up, getting warm. The 0-2 is a slider that misses outside, 1-2.
The fastball has been there for Eglite. It's the slider that been talking about. He's just had trouble controlling so far.
Ahead in the count, 1-2 from the windup. Slider misses way outside. Barnhart has trouble corralling it.
And there it is again. So if Iglite, who hasn't pitched poorly today, aside from the walks he's issued, but if he can get that slider under control, have a lot more success.
Even 2-2. Here it comes. Fastball. Lashed out, hit foul. Off past third. We've got a little present for you listeners. We're going to have Gabe Tanner up in the broadcast booth once he's done on the mound. Assuming he doesn't throw 6 innings today, or 5. The 2-2 slider popped way up high. Out into center. Ellis under it. Calling for it. Leaning back makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Major league pop-up there, Ryan Ellis.
That was, yeah, I mean, in a major league stadium, maybe 2 or 3 decks up, it was very high.
Now, we don't necessarily have 2 to 3 decks here. We have bleachers.
Got one deck of bleachers.
First out of the inning. It'll bring up Blake Penso 0 for 1 on the day. Fly out deep to center field in his first at-bat to Coleman Schmidt. Iglite, first pitch, fastball. Catches the outer half, 0-1.
Kind of interesting on the lineup card today. Both designated hitters in the A spot.
The 0-1. Fastball outside, 1-1. Kavaris Tears, of course, not your average 8-spot hitter.
I mean, how often do you see the guy who hits a couple of bombs, including a grand salami, hitting the 8 spot the next day?
Not often. The 1-1. Fastball. Grounded to short. A lot of work for Ellis. He's up with it. He'll throw on the run and sling it over in time to Duroff for the second out of the inning. 6-3 put out a nice play from Ryan Ellis.
He just makes it look easy. And he's got so much confidence in that cannon that he calls a right arm. And even on a tough play there, he's got to dig it out. His arm is just so strong he can get it to first in plenty of time.
Yeah, you have to wonder with how good he is defensively, how far will that take him? Because he's one of those guys that he could keep picking up jobs just because of how good his defense is, as the first pitch is tapped foul behind the plate from Valentine.
I agree with that for sure. I mean, nothing wrong with having your hallmark be you're a stud out there in the field.
I think he does just enough with the bat to keep him out there. The 0-1, slider, misses down, 1-1.
And it always helps to be fast. Speed is something you can't teach. You either have it or you don't. And he's got it.
Iglite sets high, the 1-1. Slider misses up, 2-1.
It just doesn't look like that pitch is there for him today. I'm glad that he's continuing to throw it, but it's just been a mixed bag so far.
We saw this with Mark Perkins in Lincoln, as the 2-1 is up and in, 3-1. But when the Crawdads were in Lincoln, Mark Perkins didn't have his stuff that day, but he continued to fight, and really that's what Iglite is giving today. Is definitely not his best stuff, but still throwing. The 3-1. Fastball hit back behind the screen, 3-2.
Yeah, he's battling out there for sure.
Devin Susky doing the ball boy job today. He's working as well.
I think everybody's working out here today with how hot it is.
Absolutely. The payoff pitch, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Fastball. Grounded foul off to the left. Into the away bullpen.
We mentioned pitch sequencing earlier, you did, Austin, and I really like that, going high and in with the fastball there. Now he can kind of go wherever he wants. He can use that slider trying to go away.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes one more time. Fastball paints the outside edge, and if that's the day for Brody Iglite, that's the inning he wants to end on. 3 up, 3 down. Nice work from Iglite. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. 3-3 to score here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Welcome back to Danville, California, the bottom of the fourth inning. A really nice last frame for Brody Egalite. If that's the end of his day, I think he'll be happy with how that ended.
I mean, before that, he had walked a batter in every inning he had pitched, and then in the fourth, put it all together and had that nice 1-2-3 inning.
7, 8, 9 hitters, Joe Barnhart, Kavaris Tears, Matt King. Due up for the Dads. Joe Barnhart today reached on a fielder's choice. It was a chopper to the second baseman that, with a runner on first, the second baseman flipped it to the shortstop, and they got an out there. 3-3 the score, bottom of the fourth inning. Still working is Yates. The first pitch is a fastball on the outside, 0-1. Got a full booth up here right now.
Yeah, we do, man. There's about 40 people up here. Not that many, but
Give or take. Evan Yates, the 0-1, a fastball, same spot, called strike two. It's about as many people, just in general, here that we've had all summer so far. Yates, the 0-2. Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Nice pitching from Evan Yates.
a tough day so far for Joe Barnhart. Play at the plate. He throws over to third, and then here's striking out on 3 pitches. But hopefully, Kavaris Tears can pick him up here.
Kavaris Tears, 1 for 1 on the day. He drove in a run with a single to left. We were talking about this between innings. He's going to be very happy with that at bat. He loves it when he takes the ball the other way. He's known for all his power to the pull side, as the first pitch is a slider. Misses just outside, 1-0. Known for all his power, but really when he goes the other way with it, it seems like he does that a lot, and it works out for him. The 1-0. Fastball up, 2-0.
He just wants to make good contact. That's kind of what he keeps saying. I just want to put the bat on the baseball and use my legs.
The 2-0. Fastball on the bottom of the zone, but it's called strike one. Yeah, I think when he thinks too hard about it, it's when he struggles at the plate. He's definitely seeing the ball well right now. 10 RBI in the last 2 days. The 2-1, slider, misses in, 3-1. This is not the guy you want to have a 3-1 count to if you're Evan Yates.
No, especially after yesterday. I like that slider from Yates, just ran in.
The 3-1. Tears takes ball 4. Outside.
He'll take that all day. Now he's on base. He can use his speed.
Yeah, really, he's a 5-tool player. He's got it all. The speed, really, I think, is the most underrated part of his game, but he's got a ton of it.
Agreed. I think the thing that always amazes us, besides the batting power, is the arm. It's the arm out there, out in the outfield.
Yeah, I was talking to him when we stopped for dinner the other night on the bus ride home. As first pitch is a strike to Matt King. We were in and out, and I was like, Kavaris, do you know your velo from the outfield? And he was like, yeah. I was like, are you gonna tell me? And he goes, 97. And I was like, oh, okay. Sorry. The 0-1 to King. This is low and away. 1-1.
And if that's true, I mean that's a heck of an arm.
I mean, we've seen it. We've seen the cannon.
We have seen it. It's very strong.
The 1-1. Yates a high set. Foul back to the screen by King. Up and over the screen. 1-2.
I don't doubt mid-90s at all, though. I mean, when he gets a step in and is able to whip it, he's coming with some heat.
Yates sets at the letters. The 1-2 to King. Slider. Catches the outside corner. Strike 3 called. King thought it was outside. Looks good from here.
It was a really nice pitch by Yates. Iglite, who didn't really have his slider for much of his outing, it has not been the same for Yates on the mound. He's been able to use his slider pretty effectively for the most part, not just have to rely fastball only.
That'll bring up Coleman Schmidt, who's 1 for 2 on the day. He pops out to second in his first at bat, and then raked a double to left field his last time. Also scored a run. First pitch, runner goes, fouled off to the right. Going from first was Kavaris Tears, using that speed that we mentioned.
Even with a fastball there from Yates, I think Kavaris would have had a clean steal of second. Mez has a good throwing arm, but Kavaris was already halfway.
Wonder if he'll try to go again, even if they know he's running. With his speed, it might not matter. Behind the count, 0-1 is Coleman Schmidt. Long, lanky right-handed batter. The 0-1, Tears does not go, but the pitch is way outside and to the backstop, and over to second is Kavaris Tears, rounding and holding there as the ball rolled all the way over to the Crawdads dugout. Count is even at 1.
I think one of the things that, although that would have been an easy take of second for any of these Crawdads players, but one of the things I think they've been doing a lot more, especially recently, has been using the speed out there on the base paths, really trying to manufacture runs with the legs.
1-1 the count. The game is tied at 3 here in the bottom of the 4th. Setting is Yates. Here it comes. Pitch bounces in the dirt. Tears is going to go, and he's going to make it in safely. Nice jump from Kavaris Tears and a great read. Gets a runner at third.
Yeah, great job by Kavaris Tears. He read the ball perfectly. He saw it bounce, and immediately he knew he had the advantage there, and he just jumped and took off. So, way to get yourself even closer to home plate there, Mr. Tears.
Putting the pressure on the defense. Kavaris Tears now stands at third. The 2-1 to Schmidt. Foul tipped back into the glove of Mez, and the count is even at 2.
Big cut there taken by Coleman Schmidt. Not able to square it up.
Deuce is wild here. Kavaris Tears takes his lead off third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Yates peers in for the sign. Big pitch coming up. The 2-2 on its way. Fastball, foul back to the screen. Staying alive is Coleman Schmidt. Devin Susky continuing his job as ball boy.
And Kavaris Tears over to third. Awfully dirty now. All the gear. Dirt everywhere.
2-2 the count. Yates sets. He's ready. Here it comes. Fastball. Smartly taken high. Schmidt nearly pulled the trigger but was able to hold up. And the count is full. 3-2.
Seen a few guys swing high so far for the Dads on some of these fastballs from Yates. Ryan Ellis was one of them. I mean, it's a tough pitch to lay off, but that was pretty far inside, so good job by Schmidt.
Yates sets the payoff pitch. Fastball, a little up and a little away. And Coleman Schmidt wasn't that bad. He takes the walk. Still 2 outs here. A mound visit from Gavin Mez. Just Mez and Yates out there alone on the island. Quick visit. Mez is back out. And now it'll bring up Tyson Corio, who we mentioned this in his last bat. He's just continuing to see the ball really well.
Corio, I'm not sure whether it's been getting him more time in the playing field has then helped him get in a better rhythm in the batter's box, what's going on, but he's really come alive here as of late.
Out of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, runners on the corners. First pitch. Checks his swing, but the pitch is in there for a strike. Tyson Corio out slow. He was a really, really good player his sophomore season in 2021, but lost playing time last year. Hit just .091. 22 at bats, 3 hits. Behind the count 0-1. Yates sets and delivers. Corio takes a fastball in the same spot on the outside, and it's 0-2.
You just can't take a couple of pitches there with runners on the corners and 2 away. You got to be aggressive in the at-bat. Now he's going to have to really choke up and just try to stay alive.
Schmidt off first, Tears off third. The 0-2 pitch. Schmidt fakes running. Pitch is taken in the dirt, 1-2. This is a situation where Coleman Schmidt is, I would assume he's running here with his league-leading 10 steals.
Yeah, I can't imagine him not taking a free bag.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Yates He's ready. He fires. Schmidt runs. Fouled off. Back to the screen. Nice job by Corio. Staying alive.
Mez frustrated with himself there. You could see him slap his catcher's mitt. Thought he should have had that foul tip, although it was coming off the bat with some velocity. It would have been a tough pick.
We'll do the 1-2 again. A long inning for Yates. The no runs score so far. Runners on the corners. The 1-2. Taken down low. Nice slider and a nicer take by Tyson Corio. Count evens at 2.
Tough take. I wouldn't take that again. I don't think Tyson Corio will either.
Not much you can do with that pitch, but Corio trying to stay alive, trying to battle. The 2-2. Fastball high. Corio takes. The count is full.
And Yates, if this is his last inning of work, you got to believe he's going to make a pitch here that Corio can do something with.
Yates sets. Schmidt's ready to run. He goes 3-2, up and away. Yates walks his second straight batter. Another really nice at-bat from Tyson Corio. 2 walks in a row, and the bases are going to be loaded for Ryan Ellis.
And Yates, that was the worst thing that possibly could have happened for him there, was walking the bases loaded. I know there's 2 away, but, man, it's almost unreal to not locate the fastball there for Evan Yates.
Evan Yates' day is done. We'll take a little break. 3-3 the score. The bases are going to be loaded for Ryan Ellis when we come back here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network.
Visiting for Orange County number 29, Christian Bing.
Back here in Danville, California, big spot early in this game. The bases are going to be loaded for Ryan Ellis. The pitcher that he's going to be facing is big number 29, Christian Finnegan. Big righty out of Seton Hall, the sophomore. Finnegan so far on the season. 3 games, 5 2/3 innings, a 4.76 ERA, 3 earned runs given up, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a walk in this situation would be pretty deadly. 2 straight have loaded the bases after Kavaris Tears was able to reach on a 3rd walk that had a strikeout in between. Ryan Ellis, the hitter. First pitch he sees. Fastball lined into right field. Will it hang up? It will. Ranging over to make the catch is Galvin for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Crawdads load the bases on 3 walks. They don't get any hits and are unable to bring any across. A new pitcher on the mound for the Dads. It'll be Gabe Tanner. We'll come right back. 3-3 the score here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network.
Hey there, Crawdads fans. Along to say here, voice of the Crawdads, come join us tomorrow on Saturday, June the 25th, and watch the Crawdads take on the Arroyo Seco Saints at 1 p.m. here at Monte Vista in Danville, California. And remember, bring your own creek.
Welcome back here at Monte Vista High School. A new pitcher. It's Gabe Tanner. Gabe will be joining us in the booth later after he finishes pitching, but I'm sure he's going to want to have a successful time on the mound. We're working on getting some different exposure for these players, so Gabe's going to join us in the booth today. We filmed a little video of playing a game of catch with him earlier today. Tomorrow we're going to get Jack Ben-Shoshin up in the booth. He's actually up with us right now, but we promised Gabe he'd be first, and I don't think Gabe Tanner's the guy you want to break a promise to. He's out on the mound. So far in the season, Gabe Tanner, he's been good. He's worked really as the ace of his staff. He's thrown 3 games, 9 innings, 11 runs, but only 4 of them are earned. 7 unearned runs for Gabe Tanner. 10 strikeouts in the 9 innings, only 2 walks. He's been really good.
That was really the issue in some of those earlier appearances, the left side of the infield letting Gabe down some of those unearned runs. But hopefully he's got the good stuff today, and a good challenge for him as well as for the rest of these Crawdads pitchers. Iglite had a very up and down day, but did a good job at just letting in 3 runs.
A new role for Gabe Tanner coming out of the bullpen. The first pitch he throws is flipped off to the left, 0-1. Top of the lineup, Santino Panaro, Shane Taylor, and Dominic Soto. So even though it's a new role coming out of the bullpen, it's the top of the lineup and a tie game. You could treat this like a start. 0-1 is a slider that misses way outside, 1-1. Even in the count is Tanner. Working quickly from the windup, he fires a fastball up high. 2-1. It'll bring up Shane Taylor, the third baseman. Taylor so far on the day 0 for 1. He's walked and scored a run. Also grounded out 6-3. Looking for a double play ball here is Tanner. The first pitch he throws is right down the pipe with a fastball, 0-1. Back in safely is Panaro. Manager Brant Cummings heads out to the mound to talk to his young righty. It's always a little bit difficult, I found it, when you're accustomed to coming out, starting every game, to then moving out of the bullpen. It's just a different routine. Tanner struggling early, still no outs here in the top of the 5th. Cummings back into the dugout, slowly taking his time to get back in, but makes his way off the field. Barnhart also back behind the plate. Gavin Mez, the lefty, the catcher today, now up in the box. Closed left-handed stance. The first pitch he sees is a slider that catches the zone, 0-1.
Well, the good news for the Crawdads, it's just still a 1-run game. The bad news is bases are loaded here, and there's a very good hitter at the plate.
The 0-1 to Mez. Chopper, first base side, over is Duroff. He'll pick it on a short hop and feed over to Tanner, covering for the first out of the inning. A nice play by Brian Duroff, but a run does come home to score.
And unfortunately for Gabe Tanner on the mound, not really any conventional double play opportunities either, so he's just going to have to buckle down and make some good pitches.
Bring up Terrence Simmons, who's 1 for 2 on the day. He doubled into left field. A weird play there where the throw came to the plate in time, but Joe Barnhart didn't make the tag. First pitch he sees is down low. He also struck out. Still not completely sure what was happening with Barnhart there at the plate. I'm sure we'll ask him about it after the game. 1-0 the count to Simmons. Fastball misses down and in. 2-0.
No, I'm still not sure what happened either. I mean, that was to get an explanation on that after the game, hopefully.
Tanner working from the windup. The 2-0 misses up and away. 3-0. So maybe somewhat of an intentional walk here to load the bases and get a guy that's hit the ball on the ground once today in Penso to try to ground into a double play. 3-0 the count. Tanner delivers a fastball outside. So I suspect that was what was going on in Gabe Tanner's mind. Bases are going to be loaded for Penso. 0 for 2 on the day. He flew out to center, deep center. Also grounded out to short. A ground out to short would likely mean 2 here with Ryan Ellis and Tyson Corio, man in the middle.
And actually, it's not Penso, it's Wilson Galvan.
Galvan 0 for 1 on the day with a pop out. My bad. First pitch is a slider. Hits the zone, 0-1.
Happens to the best of us.
Even happens to you.
Yeah, it happens to me.
And you are the best of us.
No. It does happen, though.
Tanner working from the windup, the 0-1. Chopper up the middle and through into center field, the base hit. Coming around third, trying to score as the ball is bobbled by Schmidt in center field. And he had a play on that one, but was unable to make it. And that's going to allow 2 runs to score, and runners will be on the corners. The error. What's up with these defenders behind Gabe Tanner and making errors?
I'm not sure, and I don't know what he can really tell them other than, come on, guys, you got to pick me up sometimes. I'm trying to make some pitches here. I do need some defensive help. It's just been the way his outings have gone. The defensive errors, unforced mistakes, and unearned runs.
So now 7-3 the score. 4 runs have scored this inning. Now it's Blake Penso. First pitch, and Tanner's not happy. Pulled way off to his glove side and missed way outside. Really what I think it is, it's ever since Jack Ben-Shoshan joined the booth, Crawdads left the bases loaded and now gave up 4 runs. So
Could be that. I'm not sure.
The 1-0, fastball outside, 2-0. I know you don't believe in jinxes.
I don't, but I also believe that Jack Ben-Shoshan, or Ben Susan, as they call him up in Sonoma, he definitely brings the positive vibes to that Crawdads dugout. Maybe he gets everybody focused. I don't know.
2-0 the count to Penso. Runners on the corners. Fastball down and in. And Gabe Tanner's just not happy right now. He's falling way off. Trying to throw 97. 3-0 the count. Here it comes. Fastball up and in. It gets by Barnhart, and that's going to allow another run to score. A pass ball for Joe Barnhart.
Just a nightmare for the Crawdads now. What was a 3-3 ball game, I mean, it's gotten a little bit out of hand. It's 8-3 now. I feel bad for Gabe Tanner there. That's a ball that's got to be caught there behind the plate. Unfortunately, it's not. I mean, tough play, but a play that's got to be made by the catcher there, and another run comes in. And at this point, Gabe's just got to think about making pitches. Doesn't matter who's on base.
The 9th batter of the inning now. It's Blake Valentine out of Tennessee. 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a ground out. He takes strike 1. Double play ball would be optimal here. 5 runs. Not what you want to see, but wants to keep it at that is Tanner. The 0-1. Slider. Misses down, 1-1. Feel bad for Gabe Tanner. It's just a tough day out there on the mound for him. Even in the count 1-1, sets at the belt. Here it comes. Fastball up and away.
Tough last couple of outings for Gabe Tanner, who will be at Cal State East Bay this coming year.
I think if you're manager Cummings, you got to get someone warming up because it's not helping your pitcher at all to be staying out here. 2-1 is a fastball on the outside corner, 2-2.
I mean, Gabe's going to get his inning one way or the other, and unfortunately, just kind of gone off the rails here.
The 2-2. Chopper up the middle, could be 2. Ellis on a high hop will take it to the bag himself. He'll fire to first in time. Ryan Ellis, the cannon, showing off again. But 5 runs come home to score. 4 hits, a couple walks. Gabe Tanner probably not happy with that outing. 8-3 the score. We'll come back here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Well, a rough inning for the Crawdads. 5 runs given up by Gabe Tanner in his lone. Well, I'm assuming it's his lone inning of work. I'm assuming that he probably won't come back out next inning, but he might.
The schedule was 1, and he was scheduled for just the 1 inning, and I would be very surprised after that to see him come back out.
Well, the Dads are going to have to fight now. 8-3 the deficit. Brian Duroff, Ryan Brome, and Joey Donnelly up here in the 5th. First pitch to Duroff is up. Duroff has had a really nice day, 2 for 2, a couple singles. Played a nice first base.
Fortunately for him, it just seems like forever since he was up at bat earlier this afternoon.
The 1-0. Fastball way outside. Pitcher is still Christian Finnegan, the tall righty. Duroff ahead in the count, 2-0. Looking for a pitch to hit. Finnegan sets high. Fastball catches the zone on the inner half, 2-1.
Duroff still ahead here, so still some room for him to maybe go after a pitch.
The 2-1. Fastball misses high, 3-1.
That one just maybe an inch higher than the last. But after letting in 5 runs, I'd like to see Duroff be very aggressive here. He's been swinging a good bat.
3-1. Ground ball, 5-6 hole. Stopped by the shortstop on a hop. His long throw to first is just a little bit high. That's a hit for Brian Duroff. That was almost a really nice play by the shortstop Valentine, but he was unable to make it. 3 for 3 day for Brian Duroff.
Hit all the way. He beat that out, and what a tough play deep in the hole there for Chase Valentine. Tried to fire to first and throw a little bit offline, but Duroff had already beat it out. It was going to be a safe runner at first, no matter what.
A fielder, Ryan Brome.
Ryan Brome now the hitter. Reached base twice on a fielder's choice and a single, so 1 for 2 officially. First pitch he sees is popped way up, over to us, and up over us here in the booth.
That one landed pretty close.
Yeah. I still think I'm going to catch one this summer. I was so close in softball season.
I think if they can hit the seats right in front of us, there is a chance. It's just everything's going to have to go perfect because there's a window it's got to get through here.
Still have what, 30 more games here, 25 more games here
Good
this summer? It'll happen.
Good amount of games.
The 0-1 to Brome. Fastball down and away. Blocked by Mez. No matter what our assistant GM Daniel Rainey says, I will catch a ball this summer. Daniel's doing great work, though. I feel like I can't insult him without complimenting him as well.
Yeah, if I get good odds, I'd back you on that, Austin.
Thank you. 1-1 to Brome. Throw off first. Finnegan sets. Taking a long time. He fires. Brome hits it foul off to the left.
Just a little late and a little under it.
But he's gone to the left side both times.
Yeah, so he is kind of sitting back just naturally today. I wonder, down by 5, how aggressive the Crawdads are going to be stealing bases. They were pretty aggressive earlier.
The 1-2. Fastball, line drive, base hit right field. Nice job by Brome to poke that one into right. It's bobbled by the right fielder, but Duroff he's going to try for 3. The throw in is cut off, and Brian Duroff using those wheels to get himself to third. So a single and an E9.
At first, it looked like Duroff was just going to stay at second, and then when he saw Galvin out in right kind of bobble it, trying to pick it up with the bare hands, he went, oh, the heck with it, I'm going to go take third. And it almost looked like it could have been a disaster there, but first time we really got to see the throwing arm of Galvin, and maybe Duroff had some insider knowledge there because he had no issue testing it.
Right fielder, Joey.
Bring up Joey Donnelly in right field today, which I hear is something that you promote. You're a big Joey Donnelly right fielder fan.
I am.
First pitch is chopped foul. I really don't care where he plays. I just want to see him hit.
I want to see him hit too. I just think right field's a really good spot for him, for this Crawdads team.
He had a little bit of we could call it an adventure in right field, trying to make a play on a line drive earlier today. But he made the catch, and that's all that matters.
Made the catch.
The 0-1 with Brome on first and Duroff on third. Taken at the bottom of the zone, 0-2.
And especially here, for some reason, left field is really tough here. And it's not like there's different dimensions in left than there are in right. I haven't really been out to left field, so maybe just the sun hits you different. I have no clue.
The 0-2 pitch. Donnelly lashes at this and fouls it off towards the Dads bullpen. So 8-3 the score, but the Dads do have runners on first and third, and I think if they push a couple across this inning, they're feeling okay about the position they're in.
Just got to start getting some runs back here, especially with runners on, nobody out yet, and one of your better bats in the box.
Donnelly, left-handed hitter, open stance. Finnegan sets the 0-2. Donnelly sits on it and fouls it back to the screen.
It was a good pitch for Donnelly to hit. I think if he would have connected it, end up somewhere in the left center gap.
Finnegan takes a really long time when he's set. He sets and then waits, and then waits, and waits. Finally fires. The 0-2 is down.
Donnelly able to get a ball back there.
1-2. Brome on first, Duroff on third. Finnegan sets. Fires. Donnelly, chopper to second, could be 2. Soto up with it to second for 1. Valentine to first in time, double play. Nice turn by Valentine, who's playing really well up there at shortstop, but a run does come home to score.
That was a really nice job getting to second base and firing immediately by Valentine. Easy ball for Soto to take just off of second. But a run does come in, which the Crawdads need.
Catcher Joe Barnhart.
Just wishing you didn't have to trade 2 outs. I'm sure that's what manager Brant Cummings is thinking.
So now 8-4. It'll bring up Joe Barnhart, who's 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch he sees, misses away, 1-0. Barnhart had a couple hits against Lincoln. Unable to find any luck recently. Chops this one foul. Last night in Napa, Joe Barnhart only had 1 hit. 1 for 4 with a couple of walks and 3 strikeouts.
3 strikeouts.
Behind the count. Actually, the count is even, 1-1. Here it comes. Barnhart takes on the outside at 1-2. One and 2. 8-4 the score, even in hits are the Dads in the Tide. The 1-2. Barnhart takes.
That pitch was high. Mez very slyly tried to pull the mitt down and frame that one, and not fooling Constantine Bartlett.
The 2-2. Long set from Finnegan. Here it comes. Fastball, lashed at, fouled off to the right.
Just poking that. Stay alive. So the question is, Yates was able to go, over 3 innings. I wonder how long Finnegan has.
2-2. Deuce is wild. Here it comes. Fastball right down the pipe. Barnhart takes strike 3, looking the second time he's gone down today. 3rd out of the inning. But the Crawdads add 1 on a couple of hits and a double play ball by Joey Donnelly. Led to the top of the 6th inning. 8-4 the score. The Dads trail here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. 8-4 the score here. Austin Oda, along to say, here in the top of the 6th inning in Danville, California. As when's the last time you saw field maintenance of that level during a game?
Well, it wasn't just field maintenance. Actually, they had brought the spigot up and connected the hose to it and filled up both teams' water coolers. So
That's what they were doing.
that's why it took a little longer. So that pops right out of the ground. They put the hose in, they fill them up, and everybody's got some good high-quality H2O.
It is very good water. I'm a stickler for good water, and it's some solid water.
Yeah, it comes right out of the ground here from Monte Vista.
Tanner's first pitch of the 2nd inning. This is the same part of the lineup he was set to face last inning. He faced 9 batters last inning. Pitch misses high, 1-0. Surprised to see him back out, but he fires a fastball that's chopped to first. Draw off on a couple hops, will pick it up and feed to Tanner, covering. And a much better start to this 6th inning than it was to the 5th. 3-1 the put out for the first out.
And a really important out there as well because Santino Panaro is really good on the base pads, so a good job to get rid of the OC Riptide left fielder there.
That'll bring up Shane Taylor, who worked a long at bat and singled in his last AB. Back up here, Tanner fires a fastball right down the pipe, and a much more comfortable Gabe Tanner in his 2nd inning. Taylor on the day, 1 for 2, a walk, a single, 6-3 put out, scored a couple runs. The 0-1 laced into left field but foul. 0-2.
I think when we finally do see Tanner get comfortable, the consistency will be there and things should go smoother for him.
The 0-2. Curveball lined into left field for a base hit. Taylor, 2 hits on the day.
And Tanner just getting knocked around out there, and not really too much going on in the Crawdads bullpen, so it looks like he has the 6th as well. Of course, this game doesn't count in CCL standings, so more of an exhibition, if anything. Still, you want to win if you're the Dads.
1 out here in the 6th. 8-4 the score. Tanner from the stretch pumps a fastball through Soto. Soto was 3 for 3 today, 2 singles and a double. He has been pretty unstoppable.
Yeah, scored a couple times as well. I mean, just started off the day with that double. Seen it well.
The 0-1. Ground ball to short could be 2. Ellis power feed to Corio for 1. The throw on to first in time. 6-4-3 and a much better 2nd inning for Gabe Tanner. No runs, a hit, no errors, no runners left on base. 8-4 the score. When we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Well, a much smoother sailing for Gabe Tanner in the 6th. I think if that's his last inning of work, which it's likely to be, I think he'll be happy to end on that note. But the Crawdads trying to put some runs on the board and support their pitching staff. It's 8-4 here in the 6th. 8-9-1, but not your average 8-9-1 spot. It's Kavares Tears, Matt King, and Coleman Schmidt. And Kavares Tears can change this game in a heartbeat.
Obviously, Schmidt, who's been leading off all summer for the Crawdads, he can hit, but Kavars Tears in that 8th spot, I mean, kind of a luxury to have him down there in the lineup today.
And you can't sell Matt King short either,
No,
because
you can't.
he struggled at the start of the summer, but his at-bats recently have been really nice. He put up a really good game against Sonoma the other day. Kavars Tears the lead off. Tears on the day, 1 for 1, a single and a walk. Big left-handed batter steps in. Finnegan still on the mound. Tears takes a slider that catches the zone, 0-1. Tears likely not happy with that call. Finnegan, a high set, the 0-1. Tears takes a slider down and in. Tried to do the same thing, but spun a little too much on that slider.
And Tears just looking to get ahead in the count, see a pitch he likes.
Even in the count, 1-1. Long set from Finnegan. He fires. Tears way out in front of this one. Crushes it to right, but foul.
Man, he is strong. He is just so strong. I mean, even that way out in front, but that was a screamer, and Manager Cummings had to do a little dip dodge there.
Now, you mentioned that strength. I was talking to Gabe Tanner before the game, and he said that Kavars Tears was the strongest guy on the team. I was talking to Ryan Fleming, and he said, hold on, I'll get this pitch in. It's a shocker. 1-2. Tears swings through a slider for strike 3. Ryan Fleming today said that Mark Perkins was the strongest guy on the team. I said Kavars Tears will have something to say about that, and then Hollis Fanning overheard and said Kavars is weak.
Well, Hollis is going to say that. I mean, they're teammates out of Tennessee, but Perkins, strong kid as well. I don't know. I think Tears might have him beat, though.
First pitch to King is fouled off to the right.
And how are they gauging this? How many bats you can carry?
No, I
at
said
once?
how much can they lift?
How much?
Can
Okay,
lift the
how much
most.
can they lift?
Fleming did say after the interview that it was just because Perk was the closest guy to him. Slider outside, 1-1.
Yeah, I'd probably put Brome and Tears up there. Just raw strength.
The 1-1 to King. Fly ball, center field, medium depth. Simmons under it. Makes a one-handed catch casually for the second out of the inning. You know, this might be a little surprising. I think Ryan Ellis, if you go pound by pound, I think Ryan Ellis might be one of the strongest guys on the team.
Pound for pound, he very well could be. If it's a squat contest, it'll probably come down to him and Tears, as they don't have very far to go up and down.
Center fielder, Coleman Schmidt.
Coleman Schmidt now up in the dish. 1 for 2, a double and a walk. Also scored a run. First pitch he sees is a slider that misses up high. 1-0.
Jack Ben Shoshin up here in the booth apparently letting us know that Kavars Tears can squat 450 pounds. That's not a PR. That's for reps. 5 reps at 450.
1-0 to Schmidt. Swung on and missed. Big slider. And the count is even at 1.
That's football strength there, ladies and gentlemen. That's not typical of a lot of college ball players.
Bet that's what Gabe Tanner thinks he can bench. Right, what he thinks he can squat. 1-1. Schmidt fouls this one off to the right. We're just having fun out here. All these guys are great athletes. High set from Finnegan, the 1-2 to Schmidt. Swung on and missed. Got him with a fastball for the third out of the inning. The Dads go down quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors. Of course, none left on base. Led to the 7th. 6-3. Or excuse me, 8-4 still the score. Gabe Tanner still on the bump for his 3rd inning of work, somewhat surprisingly, but finished really strong his last inning. He'll be facing the heart of the order, the 4, 5, 6 spots, and Mark Filia, Gavin Maz, Terrence Simmons, 8-4 the score. I don't know where the 6-3 I said last inning came from.
Not sure either, but things getting a little epic around here now at Monte Vista. The Halo theme song going.
First pitch, slider that catches the zone, 0-1. Yeah, 7, 8, 9 is Daniel Rainey's spotlight hour. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss from Filia, 0-2. Daniel has too much fun here.
DJ Rainey in that, well, he's got to have some fun. He does like 10 different jobs.
He does nothing.
Him, Jeffrey. So much work.
The 0-2, fastball misses down low, 1-2. Daniel brought a snow cone maker, a popcorn machine today. Dads fans, come out to the park. We miss you. Tanner, a high set. Fires, slider, chop to third. King will let it go, foul. An emphatic foul call by the home plate umpire.
Yeah, that was loud. You know, the umpires yesterday were really, really good. Weren't any questions about what was being called out there on the field.
Oh, those umps were fun last night. It was about the best part of the game. The 1-2. Tanner gets him swinging. Nice slider over the outside for the first out. Daniel, what are you doing? You all you listening at home, you can hear the music. Daniel frustrates me. Are you frustrated by this?
He's the GM. I can't. He's the assistant GM. I can't do anything about it.
First pitch to Mez, misses high. Yeah, you have to give it that distinction. It's like The Office. It's like Dwight in The Office. He's not the assistant general manager. He's the assistant to the general manager. The 1-0 flips foul off to the left. Daniel doesn't even score right on the scoreboard. It's 1-1. Gavin Mez, 1 for 3 on the day, a single and a couple ground outs. Lines this one to second on 2 hops for Corio. Flips to first for the second out of the inning. Tyson Corio, sure-handed as ever.
Oh, Corio, he's been really good in the field lately. Bat's starting to get hot, and I kind of see him taking ownership of that second baseman spot, at least for the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely, especially with the whittling infield depth of this team. I think that Tyson Corio is making a name for himself.
Yeah, no Craig anymore. And
first pitch, fastball up, 1-0.
Jude Putz is out in Omaha watching his brother play in the College World Series. So for the time being, it's Corio's job. And
1-0 misses low.
Even when Puts gets back, it's probably Corio's job to lose.
Jude Putz is back today, but he had 7 errors at the start of the year, so I'm not sure how much trust manager Cummings has in him over at second base. The 2-0 is outside and high. 3-0.
So Putz got back today. Okay.
Saw him in the dugout. Not sure who he was. Showing bunt is Simmons, and he'll take up high, ball 4. 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, after a really good 6 for Gabe Tanner, then setting down 2 straight to begin the 7th here. A little bit of trouble with the walk, but it's the number 7 hitter in the lineup now.
With that said, Galvan having a nice day. 1 for 2 with single and a walk. First pitch, runner fakes going. Popped high up in the air, right side. Duroff going back, also giving chases Corio, but Duroff's going to call him off and make the catch. So nice job by Gabe Tanner. 4 batters faced. He gets 3 of them out. Works around a 2-out walk. Led to the bottom of the 7th. Alon to say back on play-by-play for the rest of the game. 8-4 the score on the Crawdads streaming network.
Welcome back to Danville, California. Alon Desai here with you. The Crawdads down by 4. It's 8-4, bottom of the 7th. There's a new pitcher for the Orange County Riptide. It is Trevor Meisner. He'll be a junior over at Dixie State College, 6'2" righty. And this is his 4th appearance of the summer. He's 1-0 with a 4.15 ERA. Every appearance has been out of the pen. He's not started a game. Thrown 4 in a 3rd innings, 2 strikeouts, 5 walks, giving up 4 hits. His last appearance was on June 19th at home at the Great Park in Irvine, California, against the visiting Academy Barons. That was a 6-0 loss that the Riptide had to wear. Through an inning, gave up a run. It was earned, faced 7, gave up 2 hits and walked 1. So it'll be 2, 3, and 4 for the Crawdads. Tyson Corio, Ryan Ellis, and Brian Duroff with the Crawdads trying to get back into this here in the later innings. And the first pitch to Corio, and he hits this off the handle of the bat high, foul. Right around where his hands are. Finnegan's day done for the Riptide, and Meisner delivers. The 0-1 is a good fastball on the outer half to the lefty Corio, strike number 2.
Looks similar to a pitcher we saw a couple weeks ago. I forget who that was with, but straight over the top. Catapult delivery.
Big over-the-top delivery. The 0-2 pitch, this bounces up to Mez and then actually gets past him into the backstop.
Jack Rietsma.
Count 1 and 2. That was Rietsma. Yeah, Rietsma. He had that very exaggerated delivery. Didn't, for how tall he was, too. I think he was above 6 foot. He didn't get too far off the rubber either when he would deliver. Not
No
much
stride.
extension. This pitch misses high. Another fastball there. Looks like some two-seam action on it. A little bit of movement.
I made the comparison to Josh Colmenter.
You
Straight
did.
over the top delivery.
2-2 pitch. This is hit on the ground over to short. Valentine has it, throws midair on the hop, and gets him out at first. Corio tried legging it out, but a really strong throw there from Chase Valentine. Gets rid of Corio.
Chase Valentine kid is really good. He has a really strong arm. He's able to make any play he can get to, and there's probably a reason he's committed to Tennessee. It was a nice play.
Trevor Meisner, another one of these Las Vegas kids on this team. He goes to Dixie up in Utah. This pitch misses low and away, but played his high school ball over at noted football powerhouse Bishop Gorman. The 1-0, and this misses low and away, and the count 2-0. Well, Ryan Ellis, who's 0 for 3 so far, is ahead. 2 balls and no strikes.
Bishop Gorman, also a baseball powerhouse.
Yeah, very good baseball school as well. 2-0 pitch, and Ellis takes this. Unfortunately for Ellis, it will go down the right field line foul. Just a little out in front was Ryan Ellis there. If that stays fair, it's got extra bases written all over it. Count 2-1. Final line on Finnegan, 2 1/3 innings pitched. Gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It wasn't earned. Struck out 3, faced 8. Didn't walk anybody. This pitch in there, and it's fouled away. The count 2-2. Oh, Meisner already got Corio to ground out. And he's even with Ellis. On deck is Brian DeRoff, who has been the best hitter today for the Dads. He's 3 for 3 as this pitch is hit high into right field, but it'll stay up there for the right fielder Galvin, who has it for out number 2.
Good job, Trev. Got 2.
Oh, here's Brian DeRoff, the Crawdads' first baseman. Scored a couple of times. Also has an RBI. He had a ball that was hit on the ground, and
First baseman Brian DeRoff.
diving stop was able to be made on the left side there, but he was able to beat it out over to first. First pitch here to DeRoff, and the righty takes inside, and the count 1-0. Crawdads will be back at it tomorrow earlier in the afternoon against the Arroyo Seco Saints. The 1-0 pitch, and here's a fastball that's right over the heart of the plate, and the count even at 1-1. That game tomorrow is at 1 o'clock. The 1-1 pitch, and that big over-the-top delivery there. Pitch misses high. Gonna count 2 balls and a strike, and then Sunday against the Riptide once again at 12. Next time Crawdads will be in league play will be Tuesday against the Mudcats here at 4. As this pitch is hit deep to left field, running back on it is the left fielder Pinaro. It goes over his head, it gets down, and that'll be a double for DeRoff, who kind of stopped his run there after he rounded first and then had to quickly hustle into second. He's got a stand-up double.
Nice 4-for-4 day for Brian DeRoff.
Yeah, so a double for DeRoff. He is very hot. And he's in scoring position with Ryan Brome up at the plate. Brome with a couple of hits today. Also has an RBI in the 3rd. Productive out for Brome in that 3rd inning. And the first pitch to Brome. Brome takes. This bounces up to Mez, and the count 1-0. Staying put over at second is DeRoff. Upcoming from Meisner. DeRoff with his lead off of second. High set from Meisner. And the delivery here, it's fastball that misses outside. And the count, 2 balls and no strikes with 2 away. The Crawdads down by 4 runs. As our good friend Michael Barabalt would say, the voice of the Sonoma Stompers, it's only a slam game. That's all it takes to get back in it. 2-0 pitch, and that hits the outside black for a strike, and the count 2-1.
A grand slam, that's all?
That's all, a grand slam. Elsewhere around the CCL, in the bottom of the 6th, the San Luis Obispo Blues are leading the Conejo Oaks. That game at Sparky Anderson Field. This pitch misses low. Good job blocking it by Mez.
Come on, got 2 down, got 2.
And the count 3-1. Meisner looks back, the 3-1 pitch. This misses in, and that's a walk. A good job by Brome to get on base. And here comes Joey Donnelly, whose bat has cooled off today. And there's going to be a little bit of a conversation now out here on the mound. And there is a righty warming up for the Orange County Riptide. I don't know if he's ready to come in yet. See if this is just buying some time for the righty to warm up.
And if so, this would be about the shortest leash we've seen all season.
And not a lot of pitches thrown so far from Meisner. And Meisner will stay out there, so just trying to get his composure back. And Donnelly
Right fielder Joey Donnelly.
getting ready to step in at Pershing Park in Santa Barbara. That's where the Foresters will be hosting the Academy Barons tonight. And the bottom of the 1st in Healdsburg. It's 1-0 Healdsburg against Menlo Park as this pitch misses low and away to Donnelly. He's ahead 1-0. And in the top of the 2nd up at Arnold Field at Palusa Park, it's 0-0 between the Saints and the home team, Sonoma Stompers. Oh, 2 runners on, 2 away. Second pitch here is swung through by Donnelly, and the count even at 1-1. Donnelly 0 for 3. Barnhart on deck. I'd like to see Donnelly get some positive results here with the bat. And the pitch to the lefty, Donnelly, is a curveball. Big 12-6 drop there, and that's called for a strike. Count 1-2.
Yeah, it just hasn't really been Joey Donnelly's day so far. And in a 1-2 hole here, he's most likely just going to look to drive something the other way.
The 1-2 to Donnelly. Donnelly hits this on the ground, but it goes foul down the first base line. And if that hits the first base bag there, you have to think it's going to hop up and then end up somewhere in the outfield. Possibly a run for the Dads. Duroff, decent speed over on second. Brome at first. Count stays 1-2. And the pitch from Meisner, and Donnelly has to fight this off. And it's the fencing behind home plate, and the count stays 1-2. Meisner so far has thrown 13 strikes and 11 balls. Pitch number 25 upcoming. To Donnelly, who's 0 for 3 this afternoon with the Crawdads down by 4. It's 8-4 Riptide. Looking back at second is Meisner, and the pitch. And Donnelly hits this up the middle, and it cannot be reached by Valentine. Duroff will round third, and he will score. It is now 8-5. Donnelly coming through in the clutch there with 2 away and a 1-2 count. He's able to line a ball into center. Just took a couple of skips there and evades the glove of Valentine, who made a good effort on it. And it's now a 3-run ball game, so the tying run will come to the plate. That's Joe Barnhart.
So no longer a slam game.
No longer a slam game. Now you just need a 3-run homer.
Barnhart.
Still, that's it.
Still, that's it. Good job by Duroff to get all the way home there from second. Runners on first and second once again. Brome at second, Donnelly at first. The pitch here. Check swing there by Barnhart, but it's a strike all the way, and the count 0-1. On deck, the dangerous Kavares Tears. And the 0-1 pitch. There's that big curveball there, and it missed high. The count even 1-1. I always wonder with those guys who have that straight over the top delivery, shouldn't they all have a 12-6 curveball?
I think so. I think it's a deadly pitch. Colson Abel has one that's really nice when he's able to work it.
He does. The 1-1 pitch, and Donnelly fouls this out of play. And a count, a ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs, but the Crawdads able to get 1 run back so far. Crawdads with 5 runs, 10 hits. Both teams with an error. Crawdads actually out hitting the OC Riptide by 1. The 1-2, this misses high and away, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind starting to swirl around out here at Monte Vista now. Blowing in from left center. Temperature has cooled down a bit, about 80. And the 2-2 pitch. Oh, no, that looked like it was low, but Barnhart has to take it for strike 3. The Crawdads leave 2 out there. A good thing for them is Donnelly's able to drive home Duroff. So it's now 8-5. Top of the 8th when we come back here on the Crawdads streaming network with the Crawdads down by 3. Welcome back to Danville, California. Along to say with Austin Oda, Gabe Tanner still on the mound for the Walnut Creek Crawdads, who trail by 3. It is 8-5 Riptide. Tanner looking to embark upon his 4th inning of work. Starter today was Brody Aglite. He went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 3 walks, did strike out 3, faced 18. Oh, it's going to be 8-9-1 for the OC Riptide. Penso, then Valentine. And the first pitch to Penso, he swings over a good slider from Tanner, and the count 0-1. And then it'll be Santino Pinaro, the man who led today's contest off. Gabe Tanner now up at 55 pitches. This pitch misses away, now at 56. And the count even at 1-1.
It seems like he's really settled down these last couple innings. It was just a rough first frame. Had to get in the rhythm a little bit.
This pitch, a fastball, but called a ball. Perhaps a little in. The count 2-1. Tanner came into this game with a 4 ERA at 4, as this pitch is hit on the ground over to Duroff at first. It's fair, and he'll take it to the bag for out number 1. Waiting there to see if it was going to go foul or not, but Duroff did a good job of getting to it. There's 1 away.
I think more than waiting to see if it would go foul, he was waiting to see if it was going to bounce off the bag and react to that. Smart play.
It's smart play, and he was playing behind the bag, obviously. So good job by Brian DeRoff. 3 unassisted. And here's Chase Valentine. Valentine 0 for 3. And good pitch there from Tanner. Gets Valentine. The count 0 and 1. Penso also 0 for 3 now after that ground out over to third. And another big swing and a miss there. And Tanner ahead. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 away here in the top of the 8th. Tanner fires, working quickly. This misses high and in. A little bit of a chin check there from Tanner to Chase Valentine. Valentine, not a dangerous hitter for the Orange County Riptide. However, still got to pitch effectively, does Gabe. And the pitch from Tanner. And here's a slider that is check swung on. And the first base umpire, Stegowitz, says no, he did not break the plane. That was a pitch that was low and away and eventually bounced. And the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield, playing pretty standard with Schmidt shaded to his right. Pitch here, and this misses away. The count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2, and this catches the zone. A good pitch there from Gabe Tanner, and he gets Valentine looking. Beautiful pitch from Gabe. Able to paint a little bit. And with 2 outs, here's Santino Panaro.
Really, ever since that first inning, he's been tremendous. He's set down these hitters with ease. He's faced only 1 over the minimum. Gave up a hit, a walk.
First pitch here to Panaro. He swings and did he foul tip that, Austin?
I think
Maybe
so.
Just a little down into the dirt, but strike nonetheless, and the count 0 and 1.
I think it's hard to just erase Gabe Tanner's first inning from memory when the game was tied before that, but positive signs for these last few frames.
0-1 pitch. This misses away. Not able to target the fastball there was Tanner, but I agree. I mean, that 5th inning was huge for the Riptide. That's why they have the lead. They were able to put up 5 runs. And the 0-1 here from Gabe. A slider there, a good one, but not able to bait a swing out of Santino Panaro in the count. 2 and 1. Pitch here from Tanner. Here's a fastball that misses high and away. And there's 3 balls and a strike. Tanner looking to get through his 4th inning of work. 3-1. And this drills Panaro right on the neck. And he is down at home plate, just kind of rubbing the top of his back there, lower neck area. And he's back up, which is a good sign, but that really hurts Santino. And the manager, Tim Brown, coming out to check on him and make sure he's okay, as well as the trainers from the Crawdads. And oh boy, wonder if he will stay in, but starting to take the equipment off now, taking some of the leg armor. What a weird place to get hit.
Yeah, you're taught to turn your back, but you're not expecting the ball to come up and get your neck.
Yeah, kind of hit him about 10 inches above where the number 3 is on the back of his jersey. Tanner hits Panaro, who at the out point was 1 for 3, and he's going to stay in the game. He's got the helmet back on here. So hit by a pitch is Santino. He's at first. And there's going to be a pinch hitter for Shane Taylor. It's Emilio Rosas. First pitch to Rosas is a good one on the outer half for strike number 1. Rosas, right-handed batter. Got an RBI so far this summer, hitting .273. And the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. And the count 0-2. So after hitting Santino Panaro, Tanner able to come back with 2 good pitches for strikes. And the pinch hitter Rosas in an 0-2 hole. This pitch swung on and missed. Another good slider for Gabe Tanner. And he gets out of his 4th inning of work. It is still 8-5. The OC Riptide do get Panaro on base after he got hit. However, they leave him stranded over at first. Bottom of the 8th when we come back here on the Crawdads streaming network. Welcome back to Danville, California, bottom of the 8th. It's going to be 8-9-1 for the Crawdads. Kavares Tears, the designated hitter. An RBI single in the 2nd and walked in the 4th, struck out in the 6th. A 1 for 2 with that walk. It'll be Matt King on deck and then Coleman Schmidt in the hole. First pitch here to Kavares Tears. He swings and misses. Comes up empty. There's a new pitcher on the mound for the Orange County Riptide. It is Carson Case. This is Case's 4th appearance out of the bullpen. 2.45 ERA. And this pitch is hit on the ground, but foul down the first base line, and the count 0-2. Carson Case with a 2.45 ERA. He's thrown 3 2/3 innings. 6 strikeouts to just 1 walk. There are some defensive changes as well for the Riptide. Out in left field, it is Nathan Manning. And over at third, it is Rosas. The 0-2 pitch to Kavares Tears, and he takes, and it's called a ball.
Little up.
Count 1-2. A little up. Like it's just started to drop as it got near home plate. And the 1-2 from the righty Case, and this misses away. The count 2-2. Carson Case plays his college ball up at UNR. So Reno, Nevada from Santa Ana, California. Stands about 6'2" on the mound there. 2-2 pitch to Kavares Tiersen. He swings and misses. Cannot connect there. And that's the second strikeout of the afternoon for KT. So here's Matt King. And King's last at-bat in the sixth flew out to center. Carson Case's last appearance was in a 10-5 victory for the OC Riptide against the Conejo Oaks. That was on June the 21st. First pitch here to King, misses away. A righty against righty. King 0 for 3. And the 1-0 to Matt King. And this misses low. The count 2-0. A couple of changes, most notably Pinaro taken out of the game after being hit by a pitch. Well, he stayed in, but now he's out. Did go to first after getting hit by Tanner. The 2-0, and this misses high and in, and the count 3 balls and no strikes.
If I'm King, I'm taking all the way here. It's at the point in the game where you just need base runners. It's not about the stats.
3-run ball game. And this pitch misses in, and he does exactly that, although an easy decision there, a business decision to get out of the way of that fastball. So he draws the walk. And here comes Coleman Schmidt.
And I think a lot of the time if you say 8-9-1 is up and you're saying you get one of the two between your 8-9 spot to get on base, that's a productive trip through that bottom part of the lineup.
Yeah, to get the 9-man on, I mean, it's big, and it's 8-5 Orange County right now, so a 3-run ball game. And as you said, Austin, the Crawdads do need base runners. The tying run on deck right now. And the pitch here to Schmidt. Schmidt hits this, a little looper out into left field. There'll be runners on first and second. Took a bounce off the infield dirt there. Valentine, who's had a very effective game defensively as the shortstop for Orange County, not able to range over in time. So a good hit for Schmidt.
Nice 2 for day for Coleman Schmidt.
Got a double to left, and now that single. It did strike out in the sixth, but also walked in the fourth. So, I mean, pretty productive day. Just really the only bat at bat, that pop-up in the first. So here's Tyson Corio, who has a hit and came around to score once already this afternoon. First pitch to Corio. Corio checks his swing, but does hit the baseball with the bat foul behind home plate, and the count 0-1. Corio 1 for 3 with a walk. King on second. Schmidt at first. And the 0-1 from Case. Here it is. And this misses away. The count even at a ball and a strike. Just one out so far here in the bottom of the 8th inning. First of 2 games against the Riptide in 3 days. It's broken up by tomorrow's contest against the Arroyo Seco Saints, who are coming from Pasadena. And the 1-1 from Case. Case with a good fastball on the inside there, and the count 1-2. Corio behind in the count. 1 runner in scoring position. Case back up on the mound. And the lefty Corio ready to see the pitch. Looking back to second is Case, and here it is. Corio swings and misses at a fastball high and away, and he's punched out.
That's a really tough at bat where really all you need to do is put the ball in play to the right side and hopefully get 2 over. And with Corio's speed, he'd likely beat out a double play ball, but now 2 outs, and it's all up to Ryan Ellis.
So here's Ryan Ellis. He's got a lot of power in his bat, although have not seen him leave the park since a couple of weeks ago back in Sonoma, about 10 days ago now. First pitch to Ellis. This bounces up to Mez, and the count's 1-0. Ellis 0 for 4 this afternoon. A couple flyouts to right. Struck out in the third. First at bat in the first, he flew out to center. So 0 for 4, trying to get off the schneid here is Ryan Ellis. The 1-0 to Ellis, and Ellis swings and cannot barrel this up. He fouls it back into the fencing, and the count even at 1-1. And maybe some warnings being given here over to the OC Riptide dugout. I wonder what that was about.
Yeah, that was odd.
So Constantine Bartlett kind of was hearing some chirping of some sort. 8-5 ball game that the Riptide lead. The 1-1 to Ellis. Ellis takes here all the way, and it's down the middle of the plate for strike number 2. Standing so far in the CCL North, Healdsburg 9-2 overall. They're outright in first place. Shouldn't say overall. They're 9-2 in league play. Solano in second place, 2.5 games back. The Crawdads 4 games back, 1.5 games out of second. Second will get you to the playoffs. The 1-2, and this is swung on and missed by Ellis. He is frustrated as he yells, kind of in the direction of the ground and his bat. That's out number 3. The Crawdads do get a couple of runners on. However, both are stranded at first and second. And after 8, it is 8-5 OC Riptide. Top of the 9th coming when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Top of the 9th, Crawdads down by 3. It's 8-5 Orange County Riptide here in Danville, California. New pitcher on the mound for the Crawdads. Either the second man out of the pen and the third man put on the mound by manager Brant Cummings. It's Alex Carnes. The righty Carnes from Utah Valley University making his 5th appearance. Comes in with a 5.87 ERA. He's tossed 7 2/3 innings, 9 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's given up 15 hits. The last time Carnes pitched the Crawdads, he threw 2 innings, didn't give up any runs, struck out 4, faced 9, just walked 1 and gave up 2 hits. So it's going to be 3, 4, and 5 for the OC Riptide. Dominique Soto in the box, and the first pitch to Soto is a good fastball authored there by Carnes for strike number 1. Oh, Aglite with the start, then Tanner came in relief. Now in the top of the 9th, it's Carnes who's ahead 0-1. The second pitch here from Carnes is misses low and away. And the count even at 1-1. One from Carnes. Here it is, and this is hit very high, but behind home plate and foul. It'll land behind our broadcast booth. And the count 1-2. The final line on Gabe Tanner 4 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, faced 20. Scheduled to go 2 today, ended up throwing 4. The 1-2 pitch, this misses high and in, and the count even at 2-2. Other than that really tough 5th inning, Tanner did a good job on the mound. But the 5 runs were scored on his watch that got the Riptide ahead as this pitch is hit down the left field line fair. And that's going to be extra bases here for Soto. Trots into second standing up. Soto having a great day, 4 for 5. And that's his second double.
He's seeing the ball well. Doesn't really matter who pitches. It's very different pitchers. You got the hard-throwing Iglite, you have Gabe Tanner and his funk, and then you have Alex Carnes, who's probably the most conventional of the league. Doesn't really matter who he's hitting against. He's going to hit the ball hard.
Here's Mark Filia. First pitch to Filia is a fastball that misses high. Filia struck out in the 7th, struck out swinging, was hit by a pitch in the 5th, then eventually came around to score, and walked in the 1st, flew out in the 3rd. Still looking for a hit is Mark Filia. The 1-0 pitch, this misses away. Another fastball there from Carnes. Almost going exclusively to the fastball here is Alex. And the count 2-0. Now with that double, the OC Riptide now have 10 hits. Crawdads with 11. This pitch misses high, and the count 3 balls and no strikes. Carnes needs a strike here with nobody out, a runner already in scoring position. This OC Riptide team tied for last in the Southern Division of the CCL. Carnes steps off and looks back at second, fakes the throw. Just 4 and 5 in league play. Same as the Crawdads. The 3-0 pitch, and this is foul tipped into the mitt of Barnhart, and the count 3-1. Sitting atop the CCL South standings is Santa Barbara. Foresters 7 and 5 in league play. Barons in second place. This pitch in there for a strike, the outer corner. And right-handed batting Mark Filia thought it was ball 4. Was about to toss the bat, but the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, payoff pitch coming from Carnes. Carnes ready and fires. And this is swung on and missed. A beautiful fastball that he blows right by Filia. Sit him down, Alex Carnes.
3-0 to a strikeout. That's a really nice job by Alex Carnes.
Good job battling back, and Carnes looks like he can lean on that fastball here in the top of the 9th. Oh, here's Gavin Mez. 1 for 4. Does have a couple of RBIs. And the pitch to Mez, and Mez takes. This is low, and the count 1-0. Carnes palming the ball behind his back. Now the ball in the glove. And the pitch. The 1-0 is hit foul out of play. And the count a ball and a strike. Still a runner at second. That is Dominic Soto. For the Dads, when they come up to bat, it'll be DeRoff, Brome, and Donnelly. The 1-1, and this is hit right over to DeRoff, who goes over to second to try to double up the runner at second, and it was dropped by Ellis. But having to slide back in was Soto. So nothing comes of the ball getting off of Ellis's glove, but a good job being alert there by Brian DeRoff just off of first, and a heady play to try to get a double play there. And there's 2 away.
Always take an Adam ball.
Oh, here,
pitcher.
yeah. Carnes will, of course, take that, and DeRoff took care of business. And here's Terrence Simmons. Simmons has walked twice, had an RBI double in the third, and struck out in the second. And this pitch high and in to Simmons. And count 1-0. Simmons having to employ some head movement there. Get some of that good head movement work on the maze bag in the gym. Don't know if Simmons is doing that. The 1-0 pitch, and he swings through a good one here. Below the knees, but Carnes fooled him. The count 1-1. Soto still at second. Crawdads still very much in this, but can't give up any runs here. The 1-1 pitch from Carnes, and he goes off speed here. It is Carnes. And all the way out in front on the swing is Terrence Simmons, and he's down a ball and 2 strikes with 2 away. Carnes has his sign from Barnhart. Takes a peek over at second. And the 1-2. This bounces away from Barnhart, and Soto will move up to third.
Another rough day behind the plate for Joe Barnhart. Not sure if that'll be wild pitch or a pass ball. It could go either way.
That one could go either way. The pitch was spiked, but got to figure out a way to get your body in front of it. The count, 2-2. The pitch here, this misses high and in. And now the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Carnes is able to get a strikeout in the last full count situation against Mark Filia. The payoff pitch, and this is hit on the ground over to Duroff, and it skips away from him. It took a tough bounce and then kicked off the heel of his glove. That'll be an error on Duroff over at first. Soto comes around to score. It's now 9-5, OC Riptide.
And that's one for Duroff where he wasn't sure to take the long hop or try to get the short hop and ended up getting an in-between hop that came off the heel of his glove. And knowing Brian Duroff, he's not going to be happy with that one. That's a play he knows he should make 10 times out of 10.
Now he makes the tough spear there on a ball that was hit on a frozen rope. And then this one, it took a hop, but it's a play that we've seen Duroff make many times so far this summer. And here's Wilson Galvan. And the first pitch to Galvan is a good fastball for strike number 1 from Carnes. Galvan has a couple of RBIs, a walk today as well. 1 for 3. And the 0-1 to Galvan. There's that big curveball there that gets over the head of Barnhart, and that'll be a free bag for Simmons. So Simmons moves on to second on the wild pitch. A big inning for the Riptide in the 5th, and getting a run here in the top of the 9th has made this a 4-run ball game. This pitch is hit high on the outfield grass, just a few steps out, and now coming in back onto the dirt is the second baseman Corio, who has it for out number 3. But the Crawdads do surrender a run. It is now 9-5 Riptide, bottom of the 9th. It'll be Duroff, Brome, and Donnelly. Those will be the 3 men to come up for the Dads. Dads looking for some offense. They need base runners first when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the ninth, 4, 5, and 6 for the Crawdads coming up to bat. It's 9-5 OC Riptide. There's a new pitcher on the mound for the Riptide. It is Michael Dillon. Michael Dillon, 6-foot righty. He's senior over at Nova Southeastern University. This is his 4th appearance of the summer. Hasn't given up a run yet, an earned run, that is. He's thrown 5 1/3 innings. 6 strikeouts, 5 walks, has given up a hit. Does have a save. Oh, 4-run ball game here. And Brian Duroff in the batter's box. And time called here. Something regarding the pitcher on the mound, and now we're back in. And the first pitch from Michael Dillon is fouled away by Brian Duroff, and the count 0-1. The final line for Carson Case, an inning pitched, 1 hit, a walk, 3 strikeouts, as this pitch is hit to center. But going back on it is Simmons. He has it for out number 1. Case didn't give up any runs and faced 5. Oh, there's 1 away here, and Ryan Brome up to the plate. So the hottest hitter, Brian Duroff, who was 4 for 4, was retired. Now he's 4 for 5, and Ryan Brome, who walked in the 7th, is up at the dish. First pitch to Brome is a fastball that misses outside, and the count 1-0. Brome had an RBI in the 3rd. The 1-0 pitch, Brome connects here, and it's deep into right center. Moving back is Simmons, and he will watch it leave the ballpark. You can kiss that baby goodbye. Brome with a monster shot to right center. It is now 9-6 Crawdads.
It's always welcome.
Yeah, you will definitely take that, will Ryan Brome.
I'm upset he didn't pull out the Crawdad home run. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
There's the home run chain.
The Crawdads have a new prop. It's the Crawdad home run chain that Ryan Brome gets. It's now a 3-run ball game. That's the first earned run that
Right fielder Joey Donnelly.
Michael Dillon has given up all summer, and here's Joey Donnelly, so the Crawdads getting a little closer. First pitch to Donnelly, and he chops this on the ground over to second. Soto has it, makes a throw on the run to first, and there's 2 away. So after the home run, the big blast there from Ryan Brome, it's a 4-3 ground out for Joey Donnelly, and here's Joe Barnhart. Barnhart, who's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts.
Catcher Joe Barnhart.
Going to try to get on base and keep things going for the Dads. We're down by 3. First pitch to Barnhart he takes, and it's in there for strike number 1. The count 0-1 to the Crawdads catcher. Barnhart sees the second pitch, and he takes once again. There's a good slider there from Dillon, and the count 0-2. Oh, Dillon 1 strike away and an out away here for the Riptide. This pitch swung on and missed by Barnhart, and that's the ball game. A strikeout of Barnhart for his 4th of the afternoon, not his day, 0 for 5, and then a sombrero for Barnhart. Tough day behind the plate as well. Game started at 4:07, ends at 7:11, so the official time, 3 hours and 4 minutes. Crawdads fall to 8-7 overall. Luckily, this game does not affect the league record for the Crawdads, so it does not count for playoff standings, but you always like to win when you can. And the Dads just kind of let this one get out of hand in the 5th inning when Gabe Tanner came in. 5 runs were scored by the Riptide, and they were trying to claw their way back in after that, only able to muster up a couple of runs after falling behind 8-3. So the final score, 9-6. The losing pitcher is Gabe Tanner. Just a tough day for Gabe. He did go 4 innings. He threw 3 really strong innings after that tough fifth, Austin.
Yeah, the fifth inning I think was a little bit flukish for Tanner, who's been really good this season, and really it's the first time he's pitched to Joe Barnhart. That's always a change, and coming out of the bullpen is a change. I think once he settles into that role, I think he'll be fine.
Well, Finnegan will get the win for the OC Riptide, who improved their overall record to 7-5. They are still, of course, 4-5 in league play. Crawdads will be back in action tomorrow against the Arroyo Seco Saints. And then once again on Sunday against the Riptide. So one more against the Riptide, a chance for a little revenge for the Crawdads. That game against the Saints tomorrow will be at 1 o'clock. And Austin, what do you think this team has to do tomorrow to get back on track?
Well, I'm a little partial to this Saints team. I think it's get Drew Cowley out because he hit .430 this year for my Oregon Ducks. But I think it all starts on the mound, and Hollis Fanning's going to be on the bump tomorrow. I really like this matchup for Fanning. He's a really hard thrower, and I think that's been the thing that these CCL hitters haven't really seen this summer. It's a lot of guys in the low to mid-8s, maybe hitting highs, but Fanning can get up to 95, and I think that's going to be a really big advantage for the Crawdads tomorrow.
So, once again, the Crawdads fall here 9-6. The winning pitcher, Christian Finnegan, who gets his 3rd win of the summer. The loser is Gabe Tanner, who now drops down to 1-2. We'll be back at it tomorrow here on the Crawdads streaming network for the Crawdads game against the Arroyo Seco Saints at 1 p.m. Hope to see you here at Monte Vista High School in Danville, California. For Austin Oda, I'm Alon Desai. Thanks for joining us for some Crawdads baseball, and everybody have a very fun Friday night.